Rock stars. There's literally nothing like those wild parties. All I did was drink and party and go to rock concerts. So I got VIP access to a certain very hot rock star's room.
This was getting a little intense for my liking.
What's your problem?
Okay.
Look, bitch, I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but you're no better than the rest of us.
Hey, come on, you gotta go. I'll call you.
Hey, what would you say if I were to tell you that rock stars like Terry would pay for your attention and you would be a multi-millionaire because of it?
Hey everyone, it's your girl Catherine Nunez, and you're watching Real Talk with the director and the council on the IE network.
Real Talk.
Hey, I'm Gina Lou, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hey, what's up? It's Logan Browning, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Real Talk.
Hi, this is Alana De La Garza, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, I'm Diane Franklin from Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. You're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, this is Monique Dupree, and you are watching Real Talk with the Director on Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, I'm Stormy Maya, and you are listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
This is Vicky Judy. Orange is the new black, and I'm here with Real Talk.
Yo, what up? This is Jay Ellis, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio. Keep it locked.
Hi, I'm Rita Parks. You are listening to Real Talk Radio with the Director. Hey, I'm Issa Rae, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Nothing more, nothing less. What up? Welcome to another edition of Real Talk with the Director and the Jedi Council. I'm the Director, and we'll be with you for the next 120 minutes or so. Real Talk is brought to you each and every Monday by B2S Media. And we broadcast live via the World Wide Web on YouTube.com/IE Network TV. Also, the social network itself, Facebook, aka Meta, and Twitter. So, another Monday night, the 12th, it's Emmy night. Emmys are going on as we speak, and we will be checking in on that, doing some live commentary, so to speak, as things go on. Not much has happened yet. A couple awards have went down, but I'll talk when I bring the rest of the council on. When I get them on, man, we'll talk a little bit more about what we got so far on the Emmys. Looks pretty good so far. I know Cheryl Lee Ralph just won an award, and she gave a really nice speech. Cheryl Lee Ralph, man, Hempstead in the building, Strong Island. She originally, she used to live there. I don't know if she's originally from there, but years ago she lived there. I actually think her father was a teacher at the Hempstead High School, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, so Hempstead represent. She went up there and claimed her award. What else is going on? Keenan is hosting it, so not bad. He's not doing a bad job at all, actually. Keenan's not doing a bad job. He did have, during his intro, there was one thing he said that I thought probably went over a lot of people's heads, but I thought was very funny. So they're doing these skits celebrating television, right? So they get to this little dance number and skit. They get to this dance number and skit that has the theme song for Friends, right? So after the theme song, little theme goes through, he says, "Hey, you ever seen Living Single? I think y'all will like it." So I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, and if it went over your head, you're either too young, or just didn't realize that living single was pretty much the blueprint for Friends. So it just did way better. It's kind of like, New Kids on the Block sold way more than New Edition, you know, at the time. And they had freaking dolls and all types of New Kids on the Block, kind of like they were basically a carbon copy, just white boys, but there's a carbon copy of the New Edition. And somehow, some way, at that time, I don't think Lifetime they have, but at that time, they were selling more records. So, Friends, as good as they say it was, I really was not a big Friends fan of the show, but I'm gonna say it was good. But it got a lot of accolades and won a few Emmys itself, just like what we're watching today. So, but as good as it supposedly was, it was definitely just a they took the blueprint from Living Single. Same amount of people, same boy to girl ratio, even same character types in a way. Because you had like I forget her name, but yeah, there's very similarities in the characters, especially the ones that were the two actresses that played like the quirky characters, or if you want to call like they act a little dingy or whatever, but they really wasn't that one. So yeah, what's funny too? David Schwimmer one time, I think it was David Schwimmer. It was one of the guys from Friends. He made a comment, and this is for the people that are just oblivious to it. He made a comment saying, "Yeah, it would be nice to produce another version of Friends, but with I don't know if he actually said black people, but he said like non-white people, right? I think he did say black people. He's like, that would be cool, Well, Mr. Schwimmer, or whoever it was that said that, check out a show called Living Single, and you might be like, oh. So, there you go. Anyhow, really, all I'm looking forward to tonight on the Emmys, I really hope if Zendaya does not walk away with an Emmy for her performance on Euphoria, I don't know, man. I don't know if that place needs to, fall into the ocean or something. A big earthquake falls into the ocean. She really, really, really killed that. Now, that's no disrespect to all of the different performers that did their thing. Michael Keaton won like the first Emmy tonight for the movie, because they do give out one or two Emmys for like a movie, like a TV movie or something like that. For Dope Sick. So he's been winning for Dope Sick for a minute now. So congratulations to him. He's always a great talker. Like, I can listen to Michael Keaton talk all day. Like, he's just great. He's that dude that, anybody who's ever spoke publicly, right? You get the microphone, and sometimes, it could be a little intimidating. You get a little nervous because if you don't hold the microphone properly, you may not be loud enough. If you don't speak loud enough, but what people don't understand, there's a trick to it. There's a certain way you hold the microphone to make sure you're going directly into the mic. So even if you are speaking on a lower volume, you're still heard pretty clearly. Anyway, when that happens, this is only for people who's ever spoken in front of a crowd. You get that one, that little feeling right before you take the microphone, and you feel like, oh wow. And then, but Michael Keaton just seems like he's just so comfortable. I mean, he's been doing this for years, but he's a performer. He's not like he's a public speaker or nothing. He grabs a microphone and he just goes, man, and he's great with it. Love listening to him. So, That's cool. We're gonna talk about the D23 just happened over the weekend. Really just gonna talk about the Marvel panel. It's funny because a lot of people are, a little underwhelmed, a little disappointed with the Marvel panel at D23. I myself, I was just a little, I wasn't really disappointed. It was a little, to me, it was a little underwhelming. I was like, hmm. But maybe because some of the things that they showed, we have yet to see there, such as more Black Panther footage and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. Also, during that weekend, they just dropped a new teaser trailer for Disney's The Little Mermaid, the live action version. So we'll talk about that a little bit, starring Halle Bailey. And it's funny because someone in the chat room pointed out when I was typing this, I was actually watching her sister's video, Chloe Bailey. Boy, is she hot. And I was watching a video of hers as I was typing up the show, and I put the show title saying Chloe Bailey's. I put her name instead of her sister. But someone in the chat room, shout out to them, pointed that out. I saw that, was able to go back and change it, to the right thing. No disrespect to Halle. She's awesome. And actually, that's why we want to talk about it, because, of course, there's backlash, there's haters, and there's just certain things that these people say, especially when it comes to the word woke. I mean, I don't want to stay on that because it's so annoying. And I know the term to be one thing, but through these whatever, since people have been using it, it's become a popular term. People seem to bend and twist this term to fit their needs, to suit their needs. And it's just like, really? So now it's one of those things, like, this is in the last 5 years, I'll say, maybe more. People have had a habit of taking a term and running it in the ground so much you get so sick of it. You want to move on from it the next year. I don't even want to begin to talk about what term, but there's so many of them that we're like, can we please? I know, and it's a normal term like relevant. People take relevant and just they ran that into the ground. Oh, you're just trying to be relevant. Oh, Sydney Sweeney right now is up for an award for an Emmy. I guess it's got to be supporting character. Let's see who they let's see what they say. The winner is Jennifer Coolidge wins. So cool, Ledge. So there you go. She just won for, I don't know what award that was, but we'll keep talking. We'll keep checking in on it. Wait a minute, Jennifer Coolidge, is that Stifler's mom? I think that is. We was just talking about her. Anyway, let's bring Ralph in. Let's see, since we kind of looking at the Emmys right now. Yo, Ralph.
Yes, that's Stifler's mom.
Stifler's mom, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
She just won for supporting actress in a limited or anthology series.
Well, I'm looking at it now. I guess you got a time delay, but Amanda Seinfeld just won an award. She just won an Emmy.
Oh, okay.
I guess the best actress.
I might be a little behind because I'm on Peacock. Let me see if I can push it. Oh yeah, there she go. I just had to push it forward a little bit. She's up there talking now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What up, Kev? Welcome back. Yeah, so now I was looking at Stifler's mom. What? Oh, that's really cool, man. I was just talking about Stifler's mom the other day. That was pretty funny. Anywho, welcome back to the show, fellas. I didn't do the box office thing this week because there's really nothing really going on at the box office this week.
But Yeah, but there are some new movies though. There's the Barbarian movie, which I meant to see on Sunday.
The Barbarian movie.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that
Barbarian.
was #1 last week, but the box
Let's
office
see.
just looks
Okay.
pathetic.
Oh yeah, Barbarian. That one came up #1 last week. That is #1 from September 9th to the 11th. Bullet Train, Maverick, The Invitation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the other one I
usual
want to see.
suspects.
That's the other movie that's pretty good. I was supposed to go see it on Sunday, but I was caught up in Game of Thrones
Wow.
again.
All right. Well, I mean, the usual suspects, but yeah. Um, no, I was just talking about Stifler's mom the other day. It's pretty funny. But which reminds me, we have to. I didn't get a chance to. Hey, Miss Diane Franklin, if you get a chance to check out this show, look for an email. I'll be sending it to you because I have to set up you guys coming back up here. I just been so busy with two series about to come out on distribution. Plus, I'm working on a feature film. It's just really nuts right now. So, those series being Groupie, of course, Groupie, the Blueprint of Self-Made Millionaire, will be coming out. Hopefully, prayers up in the fourth quarter, so before the end of the year, and also, long time coming, Playing Dirty will be out on Tubi and other streaming networks. Fourth quarter probably as well. So y'all keep a lookout. As we go along, as we get closer, we'll keep you posted. We'll bring up some of the actors and stars of the movie and get them up here and talk. I haven't seen it'll be like a reunion. I haven't seen them in so long. Most of them. Some of them are still, Alice I keep in contact with. I was just talking to Alice this morning, actually. I want to get her back up here. She's currently touring on the Pretty Woman, the Broadway version of Pretty Woman. She's on tour with them.
I thought the tour was over.
No, she's still going. It's still going. Tour is still going. As a matter of fact, she's going to be here meaning in Atlanta next week. So I'm going to go out and see the show. I'm going to go check it out. Go check her out, support her. So shout out to Alice Reyes, who's doing her thing on the Pretty Woman world tour, nationwide tour. It's obviously it was supposed to be over, Ralph, but apparently it's doing very well. So they're staying out there. I think it's running through next year.
Beautiful. Yeah. I hope it comes into New York. I'll go see it.
I'm sure it will get to New York. I'm sure she'll be that one, boy. Or it may come to Jersey too. You never know. But it's been moving around.
I'll go see it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get out there and support her. I haven't really, I don't go outside much. So I'll go out and support her. Masked up. Gloved up. I don't want nobody with no gorilla pox touching me. So,
oh Lord.
No, I'll mess with you. But yeah, I'm gonna check her out. Yeah, man. So we'll keep jumping in and out on the Emmys, and as they are winning, we'll give you updates and stuff like that. But we'll start with the trending topics, and most of the time, the trending topics. Well, first thing is the D23 Expo went on, and me and Kev shared a funny moment trying to watch D23 because they were actually streaming some of it online on their YouTube page, and we're sitting there like. So I went there a little bit early because I saw the lineup for when Marvel panel was supposed to start. They're supposed to start, it was like 2:00 or something. So I was there about 1:00, and I'm watching, and they talk about they had people from Raven's House, or is it called Raven's House? Raven something. Anyway, it's her show. Cast was there. A couple other shows, came on. But so here comes. You see everyone in the chat room. And shout out to our chat room, by the way. Joseph, what up? Um, Bobby Ruffin, what's up? Appreciate you. Ruth, she was in here earlier, corrected me. She's like, it's Halle, not Chloe. So I was like, yeah, true that. You right. I was watching Chloe Bailey video when I was doing this, when I was creating the show. And I was just like, boy, is she hot.
Wow. I don't know what happened, but I guess it's some technical difficulties. If some of you here on the East Coast, like I am, we're having a storm, so it might be a problem here and there. So
you guys over there?
Yeah, it's raining somewhat off and on around here. I can't.
We're not having any rain.
Wes,
I got thrown out the studio or something. I was waiting on my headphones to kick back in. That's why my voice wasn't. You couldn't hear my voice. But yeah. So anyway, I was doing the show, watching Chloe Bailey, like, whew. And then I literally just put her name in the show title, but I was able to change it. Thanks to Ruth who pointed that out. Good catch, Ruth. So
Oh, sorry.
No. So anywho, during the weekend.
Wait a minute. A quick hold up. One quick Emmy update. Lizzo just won an Emmy.
Yeah.
I can't tell what it's for right this second.
Yeah, I'm looking at it too. It says
I think it's a variety special or something.
A variety special. Lizzo up there. Okay.
Is she gonna throw Aries Sparks under the bus again?
Wow,
I think
that's crazy to delay.
You see how long her dress is?
You just said like 20 seconds ago that she won. It just popped up on my screen. She's walking up now. She's probably already on stage on your boy. She's a ball of tears.
No, she's not on stage yet. I'm watching it on Peacock.
Why don't you guys just watch it on NBC? Wouldn't that be easier?
No, it's easier for me to watch it on Peacock because I'm doing the show at the moment. I don't want to be like this.
Oh.
Lean back.
Right. Lean back. Lean back. I don't want to be doing that.
Rock away.
So I bring it up on Peacock so I can watch it, I can see it while I'm still doing the show. Cool. Good job to her.
Good job for Lizzo.
Lizzo would like to say thank you to Jen. So what? She must have got cut short or something. Why they got her? They got a whole bunch of people that she thanked. So she may have got.
No, she's still thanking people. She's still thanking people.
Wow. She about to get that wrap it up box. They about to hit her with the.
Oh, they did that to Jennifer Coolidge. That was foul with her. They did that to her. They was playing the music.
Let me tell you something. They ain't gonna mess with Lizzo. She's a big, cute girl with that had so much that people have given her so much flack. They gonna let her say what she got to say.
She getting hit with the wrap it up box. Look, I know you happy, Lizzo, but we got a time schedule to keep, so
we got to go.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, this much. Her edges
her. Huh?
Her edges are right. I'm being a Grace Randolph right now.
Wow. Nah, she doing her thing, man. Good for her. I don't know what show was she on.
I don't know either.
She hollering at people up in the nosebleed seats.
Saying, "Give it up for the big girls."
Give it up for the big girls.
I think that was the show that she had, right?
All right, girl, get off the stage now.
Leave Lizzo alone.
Yeah, I'm just saying, we got to show, we got run time to keep. But I would never want to be a producer in any of these shows. I'd be pulling my hair out. But I mean, the funny thing is this, though. Honestly, they do give they give pretty decent time because they have a time schedule to keep, and they got commercial breaks and stuff. But that's why it's like they should just make the show longer, But then when they did that before, remember they didn't televise the show. I mean, they didn't televise part of it. They're like, earlier this evening, Lizzo won for, So it's like, nah, but just make the show longer. The hell, no big deal. Good. Congrats to her.
That's why it's weird that they put. I know that football was on yesterday, so the first day of football. So I guess they figured they wasn't going to get too many watchers. But even today is Monday night.
First day of football, baby. Vikings. Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. As we
Cowboys.
Yeah.
I was getting.
I was embarrassed.
I was
embarrassed. I only saw the last 18 minutes, but I was like, "You guys have no." There was literally like no offensive from what I saw. The last 18 minutes, you only put I was like, "What?"
The first 18 minutes either.
And I get Zach. Now Zach is out for the next 9 weeks, maybe longer. They said indefinite with his thumb.
Yeah.
What you guys gonna do?
Now, for all the listeners out there who like, why are they talking about sports? Because sports is a part of TV. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sports is a part of TV, and that's a big television event. The first day of football. So Sunday night football was the Dallas Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I think we should have a segment every Monday after Sunday night football.
Yeah, we should, right? So who's up there? This is for the Governor's Award. That's supposed to be. Whoa, Sarah Paulson looks different. She cut all her hair out. Not all of it, but she cut her hair out. She must be for a role. That's why you gotta love actors. They change their look up so much. Oh man. Yeah, they change their look up so much, man, for roles and stuff.
Look what she got on. A really bad one.
A what?
I think Sarah Paulson got on a wig, a big bad wig or bad. That's another one, boy. Gina Davis. Good Lord.
That's a pixie cut.
That's a pixie cut. You said? It's all good. That's not Gina Davis, is it?
No,
that's
not
who
they're talking. They're talking about Gina Davis.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Gina. I didn't mean up on stage. I meant they did. That was her that they showed her in the crowd. No, that was Gina Davis in the crowd. Okay. At first, I was like, that wasn't Gina Davis, was it? But that was her in the crowd.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I got kicked out of the room somehow.
Yeah. Gina Davis. All right, cool. We'll keep so she's getting the governor. I suppose she's getting the Governor's Award. So cool. Gina Davis doing a thing. Love her. I love the people who were like Gina Davis for a long time. I don't know if she's naturally a redhead, but she was a redhead for a long time. I love the redheads. I think she is kind of got that
brownish.
Yeah. She's gorgeous. She's always been gorgeous. I've always loved Gina Davis. Always loved her.
See, now I'm not going to be able to go to sleep tonight because now I'm going to watch The Long Kiss Goodnight.
The Long Kiss Goodnight. She really killed that, man. She killed all her stuff.
Charlie Baltimore. She was man. Baltimore. That was like, wow. That was just like, whoa.
And you know what I watched too? That I don't know why they never bring it back to theaters, or I've never seen them bring it back to theaters. I don't know why they don't bring Beetlejuice back to the theaters.
Yeah, Beetlejuice. That's probably one of the most epic endings in a movie. Was probably Thelma and Louise. That was one of the most it was unexpected. Like when it first came out, like I didn't expect that to end like that. I was like, oh wow. I thought they were gonna do something. I thought they were gonna like go out in a blaze of glory or something like that, like get out and start shooting at the cops. That's what I thought they were gonna do at the end of the movie. Yeah. But this was even better.
Run, just go. I was like,
let's just go. Like what? Go. I'm like, where y'all going?
Where y'all go to?
Like, where y'all going? No, that was dope. That was dope. So good job at the ending of that. Oh, there's my baby. Rosario Dawson.
She's single now. Rosario is single.
Yeah, she got rid of that bum ass senator or whatever he was.
Wait, no. Hold up, wait a minute. Wait, her and Cory Booker ain't together no more?
No,
They are
broke
no
up like
more.
2 months ago.
Don't even say their name in the same sentence. They ain't together no more.
Oh man, what Corey do? And I like that dude.
He said, "What Corey do?" That's right. What Corey do?
He probably was too busy. That's probably what it was. Like, look,
he
man.
is very strong in the Senate. So
he probably was busy, and she's still in her career, man. That ain't they probably never saw each other. You know what I'm saying? Especially when she started. Remember when they first got together, when they first started dating, her career was like, like she wasn't doing a bunch of things. Then she started doing like the Netflix series. She was on what was that? The Marvel thing, Luke Cage. She was on Luke Cage and she started doing Daredevil, all of them. She was in all of them pretty much.
She's in all of them.
Yeah. So that she started getting busy. Then she got some other stuff in film and her career is picking back
but
up.
I thought when they started dating, I thought it was just awesome. Like politically, I thought that was like a really good move for him. Like to help.
I didn't think it was a good move because I was just hating.
I did too. Well, you being a jealous ass.
I was just hating, so I was like, oh, man, whatever.
You know it too. That's the sad part. You know it. You're gonna do it anyway.
Hey man, I know that's all good. I just had to hate. So anyway, let's get back to the trending topic. So D23, boom, boom, boom. A lot of trailers came out. One was the Little Mermaid live action, starring Halle Bailey, and as Ariel. Yes, people, as Ariel. For all of you mermaids out there that are butthurt, it's Ariel. It's Halle Berry.
All you conservative mermaids that are out there with your tail stuck up your butt. Even the ones that try
fin stuck up your butt.
Your fin stuck up your butt. And then on top of all of that, do you know they had to? The icing on the cake is these fools that are out here confusing Halle Berry with Halle Bailey.
Yeah,
like one jackass on Twitter said, "How Halle Berry gonna be?" Well, I'm just paraphrasing. How Halle Berry gonna be out here doing movies, playing a 16-year-old mermaid at 60? First of all, who said Ariel was?
Whoever said that character was 16 years old. First of all, and if she was 16-year-old, she ain't had no business marrying no prince.
Well, no. Well, technically speaking, no. Well, technically speaking, she could marry a prince because remember, if you're going by Disney and fantasy rules, age don't matter when you're marrying somebody. Like you have succession lines where kings are marrying 10-year-olds, and then they just wait until they're old enough for them to do their thing. But that's a part of it. I don't even know where they get the age 16.
I don't know where they get the 16 thing from. I have no idea. And second of all,
I guess well, I'm looking here. It actually does say on Wikipedia, 16-year-old mermaid princess Ariel. So maybe they must say it's somewhere in the movie that she's 16.
Yeah, but is that 16 mermaid years or 16?
That's a good question.
16 mermaid years or 16 human years? We don't know. But anyway, regardless of the fact, so they had that wrong. No, it's not Halle Berry. It's Halle Bailey.
If she got, and number two, Ariel has seashells on her chest. So I don't think. You know what I'm saying? I always thought Ariel was in her 20s.
Right. Yeah. I mean, regardless of the fact, I believe that's 16 mermaid years. And if you go by the original story, she ain't had nothing on her chest. She was naked.
Okay, you know what? Yep. Because in the other two, Siren, when that mermaid came out the water, she came out the water full knockers.
Like, yeah. But here's the thing. For people who may not know what we're talking about. I hate to break it to some people, but you have to understand, number one, Disney did not make up The Little Mermaid. That is not their property.
Say it again for the people in the rafters.
Disney did not make up The Little Mermaid. That is not their property. It's not their intellectual property.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right. Just want to know that, which is a lot of their movies are not, including The Jungle Book, including, like there's a lot of stories that Disney is
Mary
their
Poppins.
version of it. Right. They take it. Yeah, Mary Poppins. Right. They take the stories and they give their interpretation of it, and it becomes big because it's Disney, and they do them as animated features. So the people who are let's just address the so-called elephant in the room. Uh, the people who's been giving backlash to this young lady for the longest. All right. Uh, really had nothing to say. They had something to say, but now they're starting to put it on Disney instead of just like going after her because they don't want to seem racist. And then for the black folks that are, following that trend, I don't know what they want to seem like. But anyway, when that trailer dropped and that young lady opened her mouth and that voice sing that classic song, Part of Their World, there was nothing else to say.
Nothing.
That woman,
No, it was a rap.
that young woman's voice is angelic. But we already knew that. See, people who followed her and listened to her and her sister sing, you can already tell. I mean, even when you think about it, when they sing, Chloe and Halle, you can always tell Halle, she's always like, had that angelic high. She always took the high end. She always took the high ends when they would sing together. And her stuff, her voice is very angelic.
Very.
Chloe is the strong. She's the strong voice. She got that very powerful voice, powerful presence.
Yeah.
So that's why they work so well together. When they sing together, they sound like heaven on earth. You know what I mean?
They do one thing a lot of people don't do: stay in their lane vocally.
Yeah. They stay in their lane vocally. Chloe does what she does. She's, like we said, she's the deep, not deep, but she's the power voice. And she and the funny thing is, not only that, she shows it in her performance, in her presence. Her presence is her voice. Her voice is her presence, and that's powerful. Halle, she has that angelic voice, and that shows in her presence, right?
Look at the bump in this girl. I'm sorry, Wes. I don't mean to cut you off, but Lord,
who you looking at, Rosario?
Yes.
Rosario is great, man. She's so gorgeous.
I love the show.
Quick time I met her at the American Black Film Festival. I was like, man, it was too quick. I didn't get a chance to tell her that she's destined to be my wife, but I did get out a high, love your work. I was just getting to my third sentence was going to be like, by the way, you are my future ex-wife. But I didn't get a chance to get that out because she was moving along on the red carpet. She was nice enough to stop and talk to me real quick. I didn't want to push it, I didn't want to have to slap one of them publicists, because the publicists be pulling them down the red carpet, and I didn't want to have to slap one. So I was like, you know what? I'll write you a letter. Something.
Damn shame.
Yeah,
Well,
I love you.
Kind of nice. Kind of nice.
She looked beautiful, man. And when I saw her, she was freaking looking great as well, glowing almost. But yeah. So back to this whole debacle with the Halle Bailey thing. I mean, let's get over this crap. What I want to know is this, and I don't want to stay on this because I don't want it to become quote unquote political, because it really shouldn't be, based on this word woke that they have now twisted into to meet their needs. What the hell is this supposed to mean when people? Because I'm going to say that because they're like, oh, I see this person. I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna mention their name or point out where they are because I don't want nobody to support this guy's channel. But I saw this dude, and I can't even say what he is because that's the name of his channel, and I don't want people to go watch it. So, but all I can let you know is this black guy. And he's like, why does Disney have to always race swap and, with these characters when you could there's plenty of black mermaid characters that you could just write an original story about, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, newsflash, The Little Mermaid is not an original story. Not from Disney. That's number one. It was, like I just said earlier, they didn't never own that.
And the funny thing about that too is, who said? And because I never read the original story, but who said? I mean, we just come by the assumption of the European standard that everything is just Caucasian because there's no such thing as white people. Let's just make that clear. And if you think, hey, put your hand on a piece of copy paper or fax paper and see what color you are. You're a person of color. You're less melanated person than the rest of us. So get it together. But and I don't think in the story they made a designation of what was what because it's under the sea.
I mean, right under the sea. Yeah, but every time you say that, we should all break out.
Dark.
Under
Let's
the
just put out there. It's dark.
It is dark. It's dark. But here's the deal. If anything, okay, fine. You could see that they could be pale. They could be this. They could be that. A lot of things. But that's besides the point. Hollywood from day one has always been making their own interpretation based on their own standard for everything. So how come it was okay to have Elizabeth Taylor play Nefertiti? Who the hell she play? Who did she play?
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra. All right, when it's clear. So Elizabeth Taylor played Cleopatra. It was okay. No one complained. No one said anything.
And I'm gonna give you the reason why nobody. It's two reasons. One, because of, like you said, the European standard, but two, also because of the fact that historians have historically said that the area of Alexandria, or the area where Cleopatra was in northern Egypt, by the coast, because it was invaded by the Greeks, that it was by mixed race people. But even if that was the case, if she was mixed race, she wouldn't be that pale of a complexion.
Right, exactly. Not living there. So, I mean, that's that. I mean, and that might be why with the whole thing about, the Greece and also you're talking about the mixed race, because isn't Gal Gadot actually about to reprise that role?
And technically speaking, that's another one. Like she's not, and she's nowhere near mixed race. And if they try to say, "Oh, she's Israeli, so she's from the region," technically no. She's only in that region because in 1963, the U.S., France, and Britain decided to give Israel, to help Israel become a state for the Israel refugees that got left out of from World War II. So they gave Israel a state. That's just a lump sum of that history. So even with that, she's not. Those Jews are not from that region. They're actually a totally different race that came from Turkey and above Turkey. So
there's the deal. The reason all of this being said, now you can't twist things just to fit your needs. So it's okay when it's things like this, no one talks about it. And then when it's things in the case of Miss Bailey, now you want it to be so-called accurate or whatever, right? So you can't have it both ways. Now you can always say, hey, the point of acting. Now I did speak to an actor one time, and they did say they made a interesting point, and she said I got into acting because I want to perform, and I want to be able to play a character that I wouldn't normally play, right? or that's not me. I didn't get into acting to be myself. I got into acting to act, right? Like
Yeah.
it's something else, right? And I said, that's cool. She was like, so we were talking, we were having a discussion about the so-called, the accurate or whatever, the history accurate, whatever you want to call it, right? Because we were talking about, remember we had that whole conversation about The Harder They Fall, how everybody was giving Zazie Beetz all of these issues because of the character she played and the writers and director from not being character accurate, right? Same deal. Like I said, with all of that being said, why is it only an issue on certain things when this has been going on for decades, right? Where someone brings
the dude from the dude about the black firefighter from 9/11, Kevin Spacey, I think, played his role when he did his movie. Anyway,
right.
I'm
right.
myself.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So now there's two, there's ways you can look at it. You can look at it as, well, they're just getting someone to play this character. I mean, hell, they had a full out white man play Michael Jackson in that movie that they talked about that was supposedly with Michael Jackson, Marlon Brando, and Elizabeth Taylor, and they're on this road trip. And that happened. Speaking of 9/11, this happened after 9/11, supposedly. This was, I don't think it's a true story, but supposedly it happened after that. And but it was rumored to be a true story that they did travel somewhere together or whatever, right? So
and Michael Jackson with Elizabeth Taylor and Marlon Brando.
Say again.
Who did you say it was again?
Yeah, Michael Jackson, Elizabeth Taylor, and Marlon Brando or something like that. Yeah, so very possible. Obviously, he knew both of them, so he was very good friends with Elizabeth Taylor. She was very good friends with Marlon Brando. So I mean, it's very, very possible. But the guy that they have playing him in the movie is a white guy. Basically, obviously, because of the way Michael Jackson looked. And with the the vitiligo and stuff like that, and the really pale skin. So, but his family, I think the movie never came out because his family, put a stop to that, because they was like, Michael Jackson. I believe it was. I mean, his kids said something about it. His whole family. And his kids who aren't black, they was just like, my dad was black. Like, we're not gonna have a white man.
Here's the thing too. That another people that you lighter shaded people, and not including you in Team Light Skin West, the lighter shade of Team Light Skin. The other thing that's funny about that is
Team Rice Skin.
The other thing that's funny about that is that even though they got a white person to play him, technically speaking, his vitiligo gave him the complexion of a white person, of a darker skinned white person, but of a white person. So that's what you so-called white people. This is what you are. And when vitiligo affects your melanin as well. So that's what happens. You get spots, or sometimes your skin just totally turns to a different complexion because of your melanin depletion.
Yeah. So, anywho, like I said, man, to reel it back into this whole thing, yeah, she has been cast as this character, and I just want to address, like I said, this whole. So now, what is? Let's let everyone ask, or let's ask the people, right? What is the term woke? Because I don't understand why they keep throwing this term in. With with everything. Because even Brie Larson was just interviewed, and she said that she's not sure of her future as Captain Marvel. And I see all these people commenting on her on that, saying stuff. Oh, she's just a woke actress. And what the hell is a woke actress? What does that even mean?
I'm gonna give you my interpretation of the word woke. This is the only time I've ever heard it where it made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Either you guys ever seen the movie JFK?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So you remember in the beginning of the movie, the assassination happens, and they bring in Joe Pesci's character for questioning. Right.
Oh, Keenan and
then the government came in and said that he didn't have nothing to do with it, yada yada. So they let it go. But then later on, they time jumped to a couple years later, and he's having a conversation on an airplane. And the guy he's sitting next to was bringing up certain things, and he said, "You know what? That always did try to be particular." Things started rewinding in his mind. He says, "That's the FBI. That's CIA. This." He said, "Isn't this a strange place for a terrorist to come to?" Now he woke up. He even told me, I said, "I'm awake now. I've been sleeping for 7 years."
Exactly. That's what. Yeah. Exactly.
That's
no, that's a perfect example of what the definition of woke of the term. And if you look it up, it'll pretty much say the same thing. Something that you might have been blind to, now you're not. You're aware. More awareness of certain things. Now, people have taken this term,
which we created, by the way,
right, and taken this term and pretty much bend and twist it to fit and suit their needs when they want to. And now they've made it, and I say they, meaning the people who obviously are so intimidated by this word, they've taken it and made it their own. Now they
label
people. Yeah,
everything is woke. Everything is woke.
It was really the conservative sentiment.
Wait, hold on a second. Jeremy Carmichael just won an Emmy. He's really coming up there with a full-length mink coat with no shirt on and a gold chain. Like he Eddie Murphy back in the 80s.
Yeah, he about to get
and bro,
paint.
why
he about to get paint thrown on him by Peter. Yeah, but Kev, I what you were saying is right.
With ashy ankles.
Right. We all know. Since you said it that one time, we're gonna leave that out of it because I hate bringing up the cons because I just hate politics altogether. But they are the ones that are using it in that way, right?
The critical race theory.
Yeah,
which is another stupid thing. But anyway, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So anyhow, I mean, I'm gonna need y'all to stop with this nonsense, okay? This young lady is proven by this teaser that she is more than capable. Because what is this? What is The Little Mermaid? It was an animated movie, but it was an animated movie with music. It was a musical movie, right? So the first thing you should be looking for is, can this person sing? And can they handle the songs in this movie? She is proven just from this one teaser that she is more than capable of handling the music, the songs. If you didn't know that before from watching her sing and perform, you know it now. And she's going to do it justice. Now, let me say this, to be fair. Not even to be fair, but I'm going to say this because some people who know me and follow me and know my history, you know, I am a big supporter of being, you know, source accurate, so to speak. But once again, The Little Mermaid is not an intellectual property of Disney. That's number one. And on top of that, like I said, certain things when it's a situation like a mermaid, they're not human. This is just the same situation we talked about when they cast old girl to play Starfire and she's black and everybody went crazy and Starfire is a freaking alien
Yeah.
who's orange.
Say, can you please say it again for the people on Saturn who can't understand and hear?
Starfire from the Teen Titans is an alien. Okay.
The people on Saturn.
She is an alien. And the bottom line is she is orange in the show. So now if they would have cast this black girl, this black woman, fine black woman, to play her, and they decided they were gonna put her in makeup, or even a little CGI and make her orange, right? They still would have had an issue with it.
And here's the thing about it too. You know what? I'm gonna take it a step further. Even though she was supposedly orange, I think they just got her color wrong. I think they were trying to make a teen light-skinned person and couldn't get the color right, so they said, "Fuck it, we're gonna make her orange."
I know, right?
So,
I mean, bottom line is she's from whatever that planet is.
Whatever that planet is, yeah.
Yeah, and she's orange. Okay, like I said, the same type of backlash. And let's be honest. Let's keep. I hate to keep going down this rabbit hole, but this is the same stuff that they face. This is the same stuff that they face. John Boyega. One of the reasons why he's probably never coming back from Star Wars. Yeah, probably one of the reasons why he's never coming back to Star Wars. And they're doing the in memorandum. There's Michelle Nichols that they just threw up in there. Bob Saget. Right. So John Legend is singing. There's James Caan. Jimmy
I remember
Caan.
all this backlash when Will Smith was playing the genie in Aladdin. I remember all this backlash coming.
He got a little bit. He got a little bit too. But you know what? White folks like Will Smith. What they used to, they did. What they still do, because he didn't slap a white boy, so they still like him. So, but white Hollywood like white Hollywood likes Will Smith. Yep.
But you know what? The crazy thing too is, and I just want to make a side note on what you were saying, since we're talking about that and mermaids. Also, all of you, Lord of the Rings and fantasy fans who are so butthurt about there being black elves in the new Lord of the Rings story, get to yourself. Because first of all, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. If you look at all of these landscapes, even though they were mostly filmed in the Netherlands and all of these other places that are beautiful, technically in the movie landscape, these are different planets because they are not Earth. Okay, it's just you just put you took some Caucasian people, put them on another planet, said, okay, this is what we're gonna do, and this is how the story is supposed to be. But nobody in their right mind complained about Game of Thrones when they showed the Targaryens as being black. But now you get Lord of the Rings, and everybody's butthurt about a bunch of black elves.
Right.
Like, it's
I mean, it's really annoying. Yes, it's stupid, like you just said. It's super annoying that these people, anybody who, and when I say these people, I mean anyone who steps out of here and says because you make a character that might have been white in some other reference of it, a color, you're being woke. Or if the character used to be a male and you change it to a female, you're being woke. Like they, even though they love the show The Boys, but people say stuff about that. Oh, they changed the character from a male to a female. They do that quite often. But The Boys. They tolerate it because the writer from The Boys is smart. He knows how to put that balance in there. So the hardcore conservative could still watch The Boys in some instances.
It's still feel comfortable because there's a white lead. So
right. Right.
a little bit.
Bailey. But then they, of course, they get uncomfortable when it comes to all of the crazy other stuff that they do. But he does that on purpose. He wants to get you comfortable with that. Bam,
It's something crazy. Not
bam, dude running in somebody's penis. So it's like,
remember all that backlash when Balzar Galactic came back on. Hold up, Starbuck is now a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm trying to remember that one. I don't remember a lot of uproar about that.
No,
I don't really remember a lot of uproar that she's now a girl.
No, there was some. There was. It wasn't a bunch, but there was a small few who gave Katie Sackhoff a hard time. But as she started performing in that character, it was like, okay, she's good.
I mean, because if you think about it, they basically changed. I mean, think about it. Starbuck is now a girl. Amara Dama is now Spanish. The Cylon, the head lead Cylon is a female.
Change. When you do, what you have to understand is when they're doing a re-imaging of something. Okay, a reimagining that's what it really is. It's not a reboot. It's not. It's more of a reimagining of something. You have to look at the Little Mermaid as a reimagining or reimaging because it's going from Disney's animated version to live action. So it's not a reboot. It's not a whatever. It is a reimaging of it, a reimagining of it,
and then current to today's time. I mean, to today's audience.
Current to today's audience, and on top of that, also giving a little bit of what's the word? I don't even want to use the word diversity. I just like the bottom line is they are definitely.
But that's actually the right word, diversity.
Yeah, it's doing a little more diversity because it's the world that we live in. Whatever, it's a reimagining. So that's exactly like I said, you got to get used to stuff like that. They're gonna do it. I mean, but all of these people catch hell. Halle Bailey is just another one on the long line, just like the young lady that was on that we talked about on the Obi-Wan show, just like John Boyega, just like Brandy when she did Cinderella.
Yo, they were tight.
Yeah.
They were tight.
Then just recently, the woman that just played in Pinocchio, she played the fairy, the black fairy. Oh my God, a black fairy.
Again.
Another imaginary character that people are just so butthurt that is being played by a black character.
You know what? It's because one, again, I'll keep saying it because of these European standards, but also people don't. That was funny that they just
was funny what they just did. Yeah, with SVU. Yeah, I love State. What was his name?
Dragging everybody for this thing.
Yeah, they drag everybody through this. Yeah, it's pretty good how they doing this. No, it's entertaining because the Emmys are usually not as entertaining.
He took her shoe and ran.
Yeah, and she ran behind him limping.
But this what I'm gonna say about this other reason thing. For all y'all out there crying about Halle Bailey, and I'm myself, I get it confused about her playing the mermaid. I don't remember Jack nary one of you saying anything about Robert Downey Jr. playing a black man in Tropic Thunder. I don't remember not one of you saying nothing. And then any other year he would have won Best Supporting Actor because he was nominated. But you didn't say Jack then, did you?
No, they didn't.
Where was the woke at then?
Exactly. But I'm gonna be honest with you. That shit was funny. I'm sorry. He was funny in that. And the character was written. The character was written on a tongue-in-cheek thing, and it was written.
You see the legs? Jesus Christ! You see the legs on this woman?
Oh yeah. She's beautiful.
And not for nothing, I'm gonna take you.
Maria Haggerty.
I'm gonna tell you what. I don't remember the woke moment back in 1986 for C. Thomas Howell and Soap when he played the black man. I don't remember the woke then.
Yeah, it was okay then. It was okay then. Because it was okay then. When you talk about Ralph, it was okay then. Yeah, it's supposed to be funny. Now that wasn't funny. But what they did with the character that was written for Robert Downey Jr.'s character, that was funny because they were making fun of it because he was supposedly an actor, supposedly such a method actor that he's playing a black character and he's walking around in character and stuff like that. That was funny because they were calling it out, so it was blatant. Soul Man, that was just in bad taste. And there was no real backlash at all. There was some, but not a lot. There was a little bit.
Not enough.
At that time, that Hollywood really, that was Hollywood saying, oh, if fuck y'all, excuse my language, screw y'all.
Well, I mean, and also this goes on to saying something else we talked about off camera, Kev, and that was, and I'm gonna get to some of the comments in the chat room because I see people dropping stuff in there, about how white writers try to write for black characters, and we talked about Jaleel White, who plays, is most known for Urkel, on Family Matters. But Jaleel White said in an interview, Family Matters, there was a constant tug of war between the writers and the actors because, and he said he credits Joe Marie and Reginald Van Johnson, because they gave a lot of pushback on some of the writing that came across in the scripts because they're like, that's not what black families would do. So like they were trying to, and then see, he explained to people why the Urkel character became so famous, and this is why. He said it, and I agree with him. The Urkel character was easy for the white writers to write for because his character was basically just weird and white, kind of. You know what I mean? He just happened to be black, but he did weird, white, or known to be white things. He listened to polka.
Why? Hold on. Why is this dude dragging a body out onto the? Okay, now see that's in poor taste right there. You're dragging Jimmy Kimmel out on the floor like he's a dead body. How is this supposed to be fun?
But Kimmel obviously agreed to it. Let me just, before I finish my thought on that, let me look at some. Let's read some of the chat room stuff. I know that Joseph asked, "Did you read The Little Mermaid?" Kev, did you get a chance to read it? He said it's quite tragic.
Wow, really?
The book, the actual book. Here's John says, just found out that Whitney Houston, she executive produced the Cheetah Girls and Princess Diaries series. Additionally, Whitney is the reason why Disney became more musical with High School Musical. Oh, interesting. That's dope. And also, he also played Dr. Doolittle. Oh, a black man. Yeah. He also played Dr. Doolittle. Who also played Dr. Doolittle? Who we talking about?
Well, there you go. Because Eddie Murphy played the character of Rex Harrison, and not Nutty Professor. I mean, he played Jerry Lewis. So
Nutty Professor.
We all took it like, okay.
It was a reimaging though. It wasn't the same story. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the exact same story.
It was good.
It was a reimagining of it. So that's right.
And they were good. So just woke people. Go back to sleep on certain subjects that don't need to be called woke.
But these are the people that aren't really woke. They're just accusing you of being. They're accusing. It's not even the millennials. It's the older cats that's doing it. It's the older people that's saying that. They're the ones that's accusing people of being woke because there's a woke. So like I said, Brie Larson, who, if we remember, Brie Larson caught some. A lot of reason why. A lot of white male men stopped liking Brie Larson or started hating her is because when she made that actual statement about,
wait a minute, hold on a second. Wait. Time out. Quick update. Quentin Burson won as best writer of a comedy series black woman that was also on a black lady sketch comedy show.
Yeah,
She
but
just
yeah, right. The sketch comedy, a black lady sketch comedy show, and that's Issa Rae's show, right?
Yeah,
Isn't
but
she?
one of the girls that was actually on the show just won an
She
Emmy
just
for
won a writer. Yeah, I'm looking at her now. What is that? The elementary show? Is that the show she
Yes,
wrote?
the elementary show. Yeah.
Nice.
She's the star of the
nice.
show too.
Awesome. So I lost my train of thought, but oh crap, Ralph, I lost my train of
Sorry.
thought.
We're talking about woke.
Yeah, but damn, I forgot what I was saying. So we'll just move on.
But then we led into white writers, writing for black.
Yeah, well, well, I was talking about Brie
Black
Larson
actors.
when she said, I was talking about at the moment when he jumped in, I was talking about Brie Larson, of how she made a comment about, this was back when A Wrinkle in Time came out, I think, and she has said that there should be more diversity in a lot of these critics, because they're the critics, the landscape of critics is mostly older white men that don't relate to stories like this, and the stories, quite frankly, aren't really for them, right? And she made a comment like that, and from that point on, she's had a target on her back. All right, so at that point, they're like, so at that point, they're like, she's been stamped woke. So like, what? Just like that one line that that was said, that Catwoman said in the Batman, where she said about rich, privileged white men, stamped woke.
Well, she said it twice. She said twice. She said, "Oh, you must be rich and privileged," or something like that. He told him, but she actually said it twice. Like the comment was referenced twice, and it's factual.
Yeah,
And
exactly. No, it is factual. There was people in the chat room talking about Shirley Ralph. Evan Hollywood, shout out to him. He said, I mentioned this at the top of the show. I said Shirley Ralph from Long Island. I said her father was a teacher at the Hempstead High School. He was actually one of my brother's teachers, Dr. Ralph. So yeah, he said R.I.P. Dr. Ralph. Yeah, she won. She had a great speech too. Very, very good speech. I loved Shirley Ralph's speech. That speech was the greatest speech from a black entertainer ever. That's just funny. Yeah. But yeah, so like I said, you're automatically stamped woke if you even mention anything, even in your personal life, about equality, inclusion, or diversity, or anything like that. Now all of a sudden, he's woke. You're stamped woke. I'm just like, what the hell? And when you're sitting here you're taking this word and you're twisting it to meet your needs when it doesn't even mean that.
No,
what they're saying.
It ain't suiting it to meet their needs. It's a blanket way. And excuse me for any people who are offended by what I'm about to say, but it's the truth. The word woke, in so many terms, depending on what they're placing it in, that's just another way of them saying nigga.
I mean, the way they're used in the context that it's used in, the context that it's used in, people are just, these woke actors. So someone made a comment about Brie Larson possibly not becoming Captain Marvel again, and they're like, oh, great, it would be great to get rid of the character altogether. It's a horrible character and played by a woke actress. Like, what the hell has that got to do? First of all, who are you just stamping woke, right? And Brie Larson is an exceptional actress. That's number one.
Listen,
and Captain Marvel is an awesome character. The writers and the directors messed that movie up, in my opinion, especially the two directors that were not on the same page apparently.
Right. Exactly. Say
So
that again.
yeah, apparently they were not on the same page because they had her poor. I actually felt sorry for Brie Larson because she did. She was able to deliver, I guess, what they wanted, but in the interim, it comes back on her when it was their fault. It was their fault
Mm-hmm.
because, like I said, she's an exceptional actor. So I'm sure she can handle a character like Captain Marvel. That's not dumb and down, not no disrespect to the character.
Was trying to shoehorn because they shoehorned that movie in.
Well, I mean, like I said, the way they not even to get on the movie, but the way they did the movie, the way they put it out there, the directors, whatever, it was bad in my opinion. However, you wanna see her prove that she can play Captain Marvel? Watch her with the Russos when they direct her. When the Russo brothers directed her, it's a completely different thing. Completely different.
Completely different.
You know, and I'm just so, I just can't deal with this woke stuff. People saying a woke actor, a woke writer, all of these woke writings, woke shows, woke. Please, people, retire this word, please, and stop using it out of context. I can't. Jason Bateman he's nominated for the whatever it was called, Ozark. He didn't win yet. If he's gonna win, but I mean, people retire this word. You're using this word in the wrong context. Being woke just
hold it. Real quick update.
This category right here.
The guy from Squid Game just won. He just won this category, which I think is.
I knew that was going to happen because this category is just with all of these actors that they listed in this category. All of these are phenomenal, like all of them.
What was the category?
Directing best drama series. Hwan Dong-hook.
Directing?
Yeah.
It was a director at a drama series. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's why Jason Bateman, because he did direct some of the Ozarks. Yeah. He did direct some of Ozark. Okay, directing drama series.
Squid Games was just different. That's why
because it was so different. It was this big phenomenon. That's why you knew I could see him winning that. It was different. I never got into it though, but it was different. You know, I'm be honest with you. I thought it was stupid, but it's just my opinion on it. I thought it was dumb, but I did. You know, I watched like 1 or 2 episodes. My wife watched it and she loved it, and she was into it. And I was looking at it and I was like, as my mother would say. So
it was especially towards the end when it started narrowing down to the last like 6 to 8 contestants. Yo, it got real interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I checked in a couple times. You know, some things are just not for me, and that was one of them. But you know, congratulations to him who won and if you know, just for people who may have just joined us, we are doing live commentary of the Emmys, the primetime Emmys, and you know, as it's go. Oh, there we go. Ozark. What's her name? Lenny. Is this for what? Best actress?
I think this is best actress
in a drama series.
I'm looking at right now. I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Now we going.
I think
I know
the homegirl from
it better be Zendaya. That's what, if she's in it. I don't even see her in the category yet.
Yeah, she's in it.
Here, Melody from Yellow Jackets, Sandra Oh, or Sandra the
yeah. It's gotta be Zendaya. It's gotta be Zendaya. I mean, she really.
Come on, Kelly. Let's wrap it up. Come on, Kelly Clarkson. Let's wrap it up.
Kelly Clarkson. Let's wrap it up. Yeah, that's
I'm
crazy.
gonna get hate for saying this, but Kelly Clarkson used to have a really nice ass. Just saying. I seen it from the back. She had a really nice ass.
It's stupid.
Wait a minute. The winner is Zendaya.
Zendaya. Yep.
Damn, that's beautiful. Two-term.
There you go. Zendaya. Yes. I'm sorry. those other actresses are phenomenal. Old girl from Ozark, she's around because she made me want to jump through the TV and kill her. That means she's a good actor. But Zendaya, and then she's got the standing ovation as deserved. Zendaya wins for Best Actress in a Drama Series, right? And she is well deserving of it.
A homegirl from the Yellow Jackets just leaned her head back like, I can't believe we didn't win. Because Yellow what's her face? Melanie, what's her face from Yellow Jackets?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Melanie Lansky.
Bro. Zendaya
You know, I met her one time. I didn't even realize that was her. I was at this thing at the Comic-Con, and she was there, and I never realized that was the same girl from 2.5 Men. She's standing right behind me all the time, and I forget what it was for. I think it wasn't for Bob's Burgers. It was for something. It wasn't the Librarians, but she was in the cast, and I never realized that was the girl from 2.5 Men.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, bro, let me tell you something. Zendaya did it. She did. If you haven't seen Euphoria, you want to go binge watch it or whatever on HBO Max, whatever. Zendaya, really, her performance in that show is incredible. Incredible. I can't talk about her enough. You have to go check out her performance.
Face. Do you see the hate in this chick's face?
Who are you talking about?
Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon.
And look at Reese Witherspoon's face. Yo, I've seen hate before, but she was
no.
Like, I can't believe this.
Well, the bottom line is, anyone who's ever even glanced at that second season of Euphoria, let me tell you something. Zendaya destroyed that role, man. She did so good. It was so believable. You felt like, and remember, she's the star of the show. The show kind of revolves around her character. She really brings you into the world of a drug addict, and she's not just one type of drug. She takes any type of and all drugs. It could be heroin. It could be coke. It could be pills. Like, she does not care.
I never watched the show, but if you know anything about, and I hate to put it like this, like real drug addicts, but people who like seriously were into drugs, that's what they did. They grabbed.
Yeah, I mean, she took everything, and not only that, she wasn't just a drug user. She was like a drug aficionado. Like, she knew what every drug did to you, and what, how she should react, and what she should do, and how she should do in case her heart stops, and this all types of stuff. Like, the fact that you are that into it, that okay, just take this, and in case my heart stops, give me a jolt of that, and then like, what? Like, you know that your heart might stop when you take this drug.
Yeah, especially cocaine. There were people who float around. I forgot. They have
EpiPens and shit with them. Like, hey, or whatever the hell.
So you jab you right in your leg.
Yeah.
In your heart.
Jab in leg in your heart. You seen the Pulp Fiction? Yeah, the jabber in the heart. In Pulp Fiction, he was like, "Gotta make sure you get the drawer." You see Pulp Fiction. You saw what happened. But if you haven't seen Euphoria, check it out. Zendaya. Beautiful. I'm good for the night. That's who I wanted to win. She won. I'm good. What's he say? Well, the tea is behind the scenes. Reese Witherspoon is racist, allegedly. That's what from Evan Hollywood.
Wait, what did he say?
Yeah. He said, well, the tea behind the scenes. Reese Witherspoon is allegedly racist.
Oh,
that's
shit.
So
I love
allegedly.
Her, but she 100%.
Allegedly. 100% allegedly.
I'm going to call it what it is.
No, I'm going to call it allegedly.
Okay, allegedly. Okay, yeah. She allegedly said some things that can prove that she's racist. But
Allegedly says something. Right. So I used to love Reese and heard that and heard it from more than one person. There's probably some truth to it. Of course. There's probably some truth to it, of course. I mean, a lot of people out there you hear, it's just one of those people where you're like, yeah, I love that person, and then you hear these things and you're like, oh man.
That's why you heard me say when Zendaya won and they flashed, because they went to each one of the actresses that how they do their shots, showing each one of the actresses, and Melanie leaned her head back because she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe we didn't win," but whatever. But she was still clapping. But she didn't stand up and give a standing ovation like everybody else did. And then you saw Reese Witherspoon still in her seat, rolling her eyes like, "Whatever. I'm so sick of this Negro stuff."
Yeah. Well, the bottom line is Zendaya. She plays a character that's, the way she plays that character, is a very difficult character to play. You have to be very vulnerable to play that character. The way she does it, the way she delivers it in the show is very. I mean, almost all the characters on that show. That show is well written. The character development on the show is really good. They're all very vulnerable, and it's funny because whoever the writer and the creator and the writer, who the show is actually about him, the original storyline. Zendaya is like he just switched his character to a female, but originally Zendaya, the character that she's playing, is based on the creator and the writer of the show and the showrunner. He all of those characters are very vulnerable. And he was able to capture, it's not like he's Gen Z or anything like that, because he's not. He's able to capture storylines that really attracts today's culture, today's generation. That's why they love the show so much, So, I mean, kudos to him for being able to write that. Kudos to him. So, yeah, like I said, man, and just to put a bow in this Halle Bailey thing, like I said, this whole thing, people are butthurt about it. You're going to have to start getting used to re-imaging of stuff, especially if it's a fictional character or a fantasy character. All right, what is this for now? About to win.
I think this is best lead actress for a comedy.
This is a tight category.
Jean Smart.
Who just won that?
Issa Rae.
Jean Smart.
Jean Smart.
Yeah, best actress comedy series.
In a comedy series, okay. Cool. Okay, what show is she on? Succession. Huh? Hacks?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Hacks, okay. Yeah. So and then
she's the only girl from Designer Women that's still really around. The other girls, I mean, I guess Annie is still doing some stuff.
No, I heard the speech. I ain't playing it because I'm tired of getting flagged from YouTube. My brother's talking about play that speech. The speech from Cheryl Lee Ralph, I think what he's talking about. It was very powerful. From tonight, from her acceptance speech when she won. In the house, she brought the house down. Everybody was standing up for it. It was a very nice moment. Shoot, you talk about legs on a woman. But anyway,
what actress? What person was this?
Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Cheryl Lee Ralph. What is she from?
A lot of stuff. Moesha. She was the mother of Moesha. But even before that
was the movie. That was when you saw that.
She's from a lot of movies.
Oh, she made a speech tonight.
No, she wasn't in Tap. I don't think that was the other girl. That wasn't Shirley.
Yes, she did. No, that. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry, not Shirley Ralph.
That is not Shirley Ralph. Yeah.
Not Shirley Ralph. She was in a show that a lot of people never saw. It was called, I think it was called New Attitude with her and where her and her sister were like hair designers. Morris Day was on the show for it. Had maybe 6 episodes and it was over.
Yeah.
But I used to
the most known television show that you'll know her from is she played Moesha's mother. You know what I mean? She
And
she
she had
played.
Yeah,
tonight.
Jason's lyric. She was in Jason's lyric.
Movie.
No, that's the same. That's
movie.
the
She's
wrong
in
girl. That's not Shirley Ralph.
quite a bit of stuff she's been in.
Yeah.
What is this for? I guess best actor in a comedy. No, because that's a woman.
Oh,
Very
she
good.
was in Dreamgirls. She was in Dreamgirls.
Yeah.
She's in the
Yeah.
play Dreamgirls.
Yeah, yeah. She was on Broadway for that for a long time.
Yeah, in Dreamgirls.
This is actress. This is an actor.
That show is hilarious.
What is it?
Miss Pat show is hilarious.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like just her by herself, like
Oh, that's
uncensored.
funny. I like how they do the nominees. They do the nominees, and then all the people got to come out and say the winner. So you only have to learn how to pronounce one person's name. Hopefully, you can. The
Thank
winner.
you, Steve Harvey.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah, but anyhow, so that's that, man. The Halle Bailey thing, yo, she's killing it, man. She's fine. She's gonna do fine as the Little Mermaid. It's a re-imaging. It's not a reboot. It's taking it from animation to live action. They did the same thing you mentioned earlier, Ralph, with Will Smith. Will Smith played the genie. They, obviously Robert Williams is no longer with us, and I don't even know if they would have had Robert Williams play the genie in live action anyway at this age. They probably would have had someone else.
I kind of think
anyway.
they would have. I think they would have.
Maybe.
I don't know, man. There's part of me that think because it's him, I think they would have. Wait a minute, someone just won. I can't see the girl's name.
MJ Delaney.
Yeah, for directing comedy series for Ted Lasso.
Yeah, that show wins a lot, apparently.
That show's been winning for the last 2 years.
Yeah, that show. I haven't watched it yet. I ain't watched it yet, but
that's one of the reasons why. Going back to
MJ Delaney. Yeah, go ahead.
Going back to allegedly Miss Racist Reese Witherspoon. That's one of the reasons why she I don't think she got a lot of awards for all the shows she was in because she was in too much stuff. Everywhere you turn, it was Reese Witherspoon. She was in the show. Her and God damn it, the lawyer, the one she's in our women's contest, black lady. What the hell? I can't. She played in Fantastic Four.
Oh, you talking about what's her face?
God damn it! Why can't I think of her name?
Yeah.
Jessica Alba?
No. He's talking about from you talking about from Scandal, right? The girl from Scandal.
Yeah. Yes, her.
Yeah.
Her.
That's, Washington. Kerry Washington.
Oh, Kerry Washington.
Yeah.
Well,
had her own show that she was doing. She had the show that with her and Kerry Washington that she whatever, and that show was actually good. And she was a bunch of other stuff, including this one that she got nominated for tonight. And it's like Reese Witherspoon overload. It can get to a point to where an actor is doing too much, and everybody's like, "Oh well, we see what you're trying to do. You're trying to flood the market, so you could just keep getting plugged in." So even
she like I said, I mean, I don't know. I didn't dig too much into that whole story about her, but the bottom line is Zendaya deserved to win that award. She won it, so that's all. Everyone gonna have to deal with it. Like my man John Cheadle said when he came out as Brody, I'm here, deal with it. And so that's pretty much her. She deserved it. And like I said, I keep trying to wrap up this. I don't want to keep harping on this Halle Bailey thing, but we keep going off track on it when I'm just trying to wrap it up. But bottom line is, grow up, people. That's all I can say then at this point. I mean, I think she'll do fine I think the trailer looked amazing. The little teaser that they showed. CG looked good.
I was like, okay, I'm interested. All right.
Yeah, I was interested, and then seeing her, she just hit that little extra little thick note she threw in on the part of your world, and that's another thing. this girl could sing, man. This young lady could sing,
Yo,
and she will have no problem handling every song that Ariel sings in
yeah,
that
her,
movie.
even her riffing that part, the way she
Mm-hmm.
did
Yeah,
it, she riffed it
yeah,
in the same tone of the original song. It wasn't
yeah.
like, you know how most of these younger
Yeah,
new
she
artists.
did. She didn't be her mentor. She didn't Beyonce it. She really. I mean, she's killing it now. With us talking about the backlash, we have to talk about the outpour of love she's been getting. Though I have to say that there's been a lot of love she's been getting. Gotta say it. And another thing, part of the backlash, there's trolls out there trying to gaslight you with memes. There's a meme going around saying Halle Bailey's Little Mermaid trailer has over 400,000 dislikes.
And
Well,
that's not.
that is the lie detector said that was a lie because number one, YouTube no longer shows the dislikes.
Like,
How many
below
dislikes
button, they do not
you
show the
got.
actual number of dislikes.
They do not show you the number of dislikes. So that was a lie. But
And
but it did its job because people were passing it around and getting mad and talking about it. And some people were agreeing with it. Yeah, I didn't like it either. That was that's a way of sparking conversation about it and gaslighting people, making people think, oh, it must be bad. It has that many likes, that many dislikes. People, as you can see, you're here on YouTube. YouTube no longer shows and displays how many dislikes an actual thing has. So this person who made this meme saying that the Little Mermaid has over 500,000 dislikes, that is a lie. So but 500, and even if it did have 500,000 dislikes, it's got millions and millions of views between all of the channels, the places that put it up, from Disney to IGN to all of the people that put the trailer up. It's got millions of views. So now the outpour of love she's been getting, I'm happy for her for that. And trust me, Halle, I don't know if you'll ever see this, but the bottom line is this. You have to I'm sure you've been told this from the beginning. Buckle up, gear up, because you're going to catch the haterism. That's not going to stop. It's going to continue. And unfortunately, it did break a few people before you. Because like I said, John Boyega's like, it ain't worth it, dude. It ain't worth it. He's like, they're like, oh, you ever going to come back to Star Wars? He's just like, I don't think so. And he mentions the backlash he caught from playing in the trilogy that they had, and it's like, dude, don't mess your bag up just because these people are idiots. If the money's right, come on back, play the character.
We all know what color is he? We all know that we say we ain't gonna do stuff, but let the money be right, and you be like, okay, yeah, you can put me on.
Let these people mess your bag up, man. So, Miss Bailey, please just strap in and make sure you're prepared for all of the outpour of hate you're gonna get, but look at all of the outpour of love that you're getting. And my last thought on that, here's my last thought on the whole situation. I think that, like I said, people are they're like over extreme on both ends. Like they're over extreme hating. They're extreme you know what happens with celebrities in Hollywood. When one thing is the thing that they're talking about, everybody jumps on the bandwagon. But not saying that they're we are dealing with celebrity in Hollywood, which the love is always fake, unless it's coming from people that you are close to. Obviously, with her sister, put the stuff out there, and some of her close friends, and Zendaya is out there who said it. A lot of people are like, "Hey, man, this is great. This is happening. This is, and they loved it. It was an outpour of love from her community. The reason I say that is she is considered a celebrity, and the celebrity community is really supporting her for the most part. At least they're appearing to. We don't know what they're saying behind closed doors, but we don't know what anyone's saying behind closed doors, so we won't even think about it. But yeah, I'm loving it. What else happened on D23 over the weekend? We did have a Black Panther. We'll talk about that real quick. Ryan Coogler came out at D23, and he brought out some of the cast. This time, and Miss Angela Bassett
finally showed up.
She showed up. She wasn't at the Comic-Con, but she showed up to this one. They did show some extra footage with Kane with them. They showed some extra footage involving her character. Some of the stuff that we kind of thought about when we were looking at the trailer, a little more in-depth stuff with her character, and so that was cool. Let's see what John said in that room. He says they lied about the dislikes, but didn't announce that the trailer got over 104 million views. That's exactly what I said, John, and you're right about that. Little Mermaid soundtrack may be this generation's The Bodyguard. Yeah, it's very. That's a good take there.
That would be awesome if it did.
That's a great
we haven't
take.
had a good soundtrack since. I think maybe the last good movie soundtrack might have been like
Soul
right
now.
What'd you say?
I feel like I want to say Soul Food. That's what I feel like I want to say.
Soul Food. Yeah, I like
no,
I said.
No, this has been other. Bring it. No, there's been some other ones. I like the soundtrack to Bringing Down the House, but a lot of the stuff is just rehashing old music, and like Guardians of the Galaxy was a good soundtrack, but it was.
But that was all music. Yeah, it was all old school stuff. But I mean, I did like I liked the soundtrack for the Black Panther. That was stuff that was made for the movie. Yeah, that was songs that was made for the movie. So that was a good soundtrack.
Yeah,
that was a good soundtrack. But yeah, I think I agree with John there. Yeah, they did that about the dislikes, and like I said, they tried to gaslight you because they want you to go along with it and dislike. But the bottom line is they don't even show the likes anymore. The dislikes, I'm just saying. They don't show the dislikes anymore on YouTube. So epic fail there. A lot of people fell for it, but you can't fool someone who we're currently on YouTube right now. Just look down there. Hit the like button while you're looking down there. Don't hit the dislike button because it's not going to show. That's why they took it away, because it's to discourage people from it's just like review bombing, right? It's to discourage you from coming on and hating for no reason and just hitting the dislike button. So just like let's just say for whatever reason you don't like Halle Bailey for whatever reason, but you know that she did a great job in this trailer, but you still hit dislike because you just don't like her for whatever reason. So taking away the dislikes takes away your power, because it takes away the power of the haters, because now the haters can't just go on and hit dislike for the hell of it. Guess what? Nobody knows you dislike it. Oh well.
Yeah, but you know something? I'm sitting here right now. I got the trailer to The Little Mermaid. What is up with the comments? I'm looking at this one, because I know there's like 6 different versions of this trailer that's out there. But it's dumbasses saying these outlandish statements. Like this one person says, "I loved it when Sebastian confronted Ariel and said, 'You need to follow scientific methods and stop lying to the public.' And Ariel responds, 'I am the science.'" Like it's a bunch of people here that have.
Yeah, I noticed that they were just people. I think I know what you're talking about. People are just, once again, they flood the comments with stupidness. It was really what happens is someone starts it and then everyone just continues. It's like taking the character and saying that she said something from another movie, basically some other thing. I don't know what the purpose is behind that. I don't see it as them I don't know. It all depends. Like some of the stuff
That I can say is, and excuse me for putting it like this, but that's what it is. It is that started in the superhero nerd community way back early, like in the early time of Threads. Like one of the things that, and it's a trend. Like sometimes you'll get the first thing, like the first person to comment, and
that became a trend. People say first comment. Like people be there to say, I'm here first. It became a thing. So, but what I've been seeing, and once again, I think what they're doing also is, because this is something I do, and Heaven Hollywood will tell you. Shout out to Heaven Hollywood. Heaven Hollywood does shows on the IE network all the time. Okay, Heaven Hollywood is obviously not the only person who is a moderator on the IE network. I am one of them, and I will tell you right now, he's way more tolerant than I am, which is very funny because that's the reverse. He's a Scorpio and I'm a Libra. That's a reverse thing. So Scorpios, Kev, y'all don't tolerate ish. So y'all quick to do it. But he's right. But he's been very tolerant. Me, not so much. I'm sorry. I ain't with the ish like that. I come on this if I'm up here and I'm doing some work on the IE network on the page, or I'm getting ready for a show, and I happen to look at maybe my brother, even if I'm watching one of my brother's shows, the Heaven Hollywood Experience. He's got a lot of shows now, but if you watch Heaven Hollywood on there, if I go through these comments and they are out of pocket, you're getting deleted, buddy. Sorry. I'm not leaving no comments up there that's out of pocket. Because you know what? We work too damn hard. My brother works too hard on this network. We work too hard to build this network up with the subscribers and the views and the likes. And my brother does, he puts his heart and soul into doing what he does for his people, right?
And he's bringing, and I gotta interject with you too. He's always been, because I watch his show during the week, and the only time I ever miss his show is when I'm in the hospital because I'm just not tuned in.
Right.
But I don't even follow some of the stuff that he talks about. Like that's not even my lane. But because he comes with factual information, it helps disseminate the occasional when I hear some things and I hear somebody talking like, okay, that's a lie.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. So my point is this. I go through the comments, and I'm sure there's people that's starting to do this on the moderation side with some of these bigger, it's got millions of subscribers. They have to have several people doing it because they got so many subscribers. These comments come through. If I see something out of pocket, I'm deleting it. I'm sorry. A lot of time. And I'll tell you another thing that I do, and I try to encourage my brother to do it too. Listen, I don't care if you came to the show, whatever. If you came to the show just to hate and say something stupid or insult the host, get off. You're getting blocked. You're not just getting deleted. You're getting blocked. And that's why I set the comments. I don't know if he changed it, but I set the comments to, like we have to see them first before they appear on the thing. Because
I can't get on and make no damn comments after the fact.
But
wait a minute, quick update. I believe the Emmy for Best Drama Series goes to The White Lotus.
White Lotus, okay. For Best Drama Series.
They clean it up.
Yeah.
And I've seen that guy before, the guy that won right there in the white. He's an actor. Yeah. Limited or anthology series, The White Lotus.
He won one earlier.
This is like his third time up there. But he's an actor though. But he wrote the show.
Oh, old girl is on there. Okay.
But you know what, Wes?
I see your girl Sydney up there. They go Sydney in the background.
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney.
I think that's her right there. That's the daughter.
Yeah,
that's
Sydney
Alexander
Sweeney.
That's Sydney.
Alexander Daddario and Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, she's up there. I think she's up there. Is that her?
Yeah, I think that's her in that white print dress. Like, was that roses or something?
Yeah.
Roses are stars or whatever it looks like.
Yeah.
But Wes, to speak on what you were saying before,
Right.
there's another guy that I follow called Dane Calloway. He speaks about he talks about a lot of the indigenous people here on Turtle Island here in the United States. Yo, he is funny. He must have like 10 moderators on his chat on his comments thing, because he plays he has a machine gun. It's funny as hell, because like he'll be in the middle of talking, but I think he reads the comments while he's doing his commentary, and then he just hits the button for the machine gun, bro. He'd be like, and then he says, "Oh, y'all already got him." He says, "See, he's like, my snipers are on point. You're not gonna come up in here with no foolishness, because you're gonna get sniped."
Well, yo, I'm just seeing something. Curb Your Enthusiasm is still on?
Yeah.
That show is still currently running?
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that show was done.
Because it like disappears for 2 years and come back.
Yeah. I'm like, when?
He just got it like that. He just got it like that. It goes off for like 2 years and comes back. And it's this whole thing like, oh my God, Curb Your
Ted Lasso again. I bet you Ted Lasso wins.
The Marvelous Miss Maisel gets nominated every year.
And so does Ted Lasso. And Ted Lasso. Yo, What We Do in the Shadows is hilarious. That show is so stupid, but it's so funny. What We Do in the Shadows. Oh my God. This show is so dumb, but it's so
What
funny.
We Do is that the one with all the people that live in the apartment building where people are getting killed? But it's funny.
No, this is the one. I think that's the one with No, I think that's the one with Steve Martin in them. Something about the murders or something like that.
Yeah.
Murderers in them. No, What We Do in the Shadows. They're all like vampires. like, yo, it's funny, bro. It's like, I only watched a few episodes of it, but it's pretty funny, yo. But it's more like parody to me. That's probably why I don't see it winning any awards anytime soon. But it got nominated for an Emmy. It's funny. But it's like Pete Davidson standing up here about to I guess announce the winner.
Yeah, and they gave him a short. They did it on purpose. They gave him a short.
Standing comedy.
Ted Lasso always wins, man. I'm not surprised. Ted Lasso always wins. Pete Davidson has a movie coming up with Kaylee Cuoco, and actually looks pretty. I mean, it's a typical type of comedy rom-com or whatever, but it's a little different. It's pretty. It's like it's not like a Groundhog Day, but kinda. It's kind of like that, but
it's Ted Lasso again.
Yeah, I know they won again, but it's like Kaylee Cuoco's character has like some sort of time machine or something like that, and she keeps going back on the dates with this guy. So it's almost like a reverse version of kind of like how Groundhog Day was, where she's trying to change things and get things right, but she's messing things up at the same time. So it was like, not like it's ever been done before, but another take on it. You know what I mean? So people, don't start getting mad saying it's woke because they changed the Bill Murray to a girl. Yeah, this is nothing but this is woke Groundhog Day.
Yo, homegirl in this pink dress, she is so funny. I can't remember her damn name, but she is so good.
Ted Lasso just kills it, man. They've been winning.
The girl in the peach dress. That's the writer. I'm sorry, that's the director.
No, not the short one. The tall girl with the with the pink dress on. You can't see her now because she's blocked by the dude.
Oh, I'm like, pink dress. I don't see no one in a pink dress. But anywho, so Ted Lasso wins again. What's that? Best comedy series?
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations to Ted Lasso. This is funny because oddly, this is the first time this has ever happened to us where our show was going on and at least the first time we acknowledged it, if that's the case. at the same time. So we're actually covering it live as opposed to coming back next week and reading a week later what everybody already knows.
Well, no, what usually happens is
it's usually on a Sunday and we cover it on Monday.
The Monday before we do the pre-show, or a week before we'll do the pre-show when they or whenever they release the
nominations. Yeah.
The nominations.
This was a weird one, yeah.
But then we do usually the Monday after that we do a brief recap because it's always on a Sunday. So that Monday we always do a brief recap. I think
coming up is drama series. I'm rooting for Ozark.
Nah, I got root for that one. I don't know if it's nominated, but certainly Euphoria.
Or maybe Euphoria. That's the only thing that's the only one I'll accept beating Ozark.
You know what I still love? I still love the fact that they're still getting, for most of these award shows, they have Black composers that are doing the shows. Yeah. With the exception of like this year, they have a DJ on the side. But for the most part, it's this girl who's on now, Patrice Rushen. Patrice Rushen has done a lot of them back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
I think Quincy Jones did a few.
I think he did the Oscars maybe a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's Q. You know, Q do what he do. So, anywho, moving right along. Like I said before, man, the D23 that was it was cool. So I was laughing because some people were just a little upset that we didn't get.
Back it up. The people was butt hurt out here.
They were definitely, but people were mad out here because they didn't get, I wish I had that meme, yo. I gotta find that meme when that dude was like, "Look at you." That was one of the best memes, man, I've seen in a long time.
He said what?
Wait, give me a second. I'm trying to find. I'll find it. Hey, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna bring this meme up.
It's a funny meme, Ralph. When he tells it to you, you'll get it when he tells it.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it.
What, no Fantastic
no, I'm gonna
Four?
find it. Nope, they didn't talk about that. Hey, I'm a screen share real quick. Shout out to my man Jerry who put this up. He cracked me up. He always cracks me up with funny memes. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, this meme here.
But it was so
Kevin Feige fans. Look at you. No Fantastic Four, no Nova, no Scarlet Witch solo movie, no nothing.
Wow.
Yo, you have to read that in Mister's voice for it to really be funny. Like when you read it, you gotta have his voice. Look at you. No Fantastic Four.
Now you guys do it. Look at you. No Fantastic Four.
No nothing.
No Nova. No Scarlet Witch solo movie. No nothing. Yo, that is. And it says that Kevin Feige to fans after D23.
That's foul, man.
But if you remember that scene,
the way
Whippy was biting her bottom lip, like, if I could knock you upside the head, I would, but I want to cry at the same time.
That's exactly how these people were feeling after everyone, like Gary Oldman said, it was everyone was expecting to hear at least maybe a casting for Fantastic Four. They were expecting none of those holes.
I was expecting that too.
Everyone was. None of those holes were filled that they left open during Comic-Con. I was expecting at least them to announce something. Maybe they had came to some sort of agreement with Sony, and we're gonna get another Spider-Man movie that they put in one of those slots. That's what they did last time with I think it was with Homecoming. I think they announced Homecoming at. Did they announce that at D23 or did they announce that at Comic-Con? I don't remember, but
I think it might have been.
That was.
I don't remember.
I don't think they announced that as D23.
I think it was D23 because I think they did. They slid it in after, because what happens is they and hopefully I ain't exposing them like I do a lot on this show. I expose people, but what Disney does to bait Sony, they go and have a great Hall H and put all these things out there, and Sony be like, okay, let's let's make the deal. Let's get
Let's keep going.
Oh wow! Wait a minute. Update. Best drama goes to Succession.
Okay.
Upset.
I'm looking at because I'm a little bit behind. I'm looking at the movies that it was up against. I knew Succession was going to win. Yellow Jackets is new, so it's in its first season.
Euphoria is tough to beat. I thought it was tough to beat.
I thought Ozark going away. It was his last season. Last season of Ozark. Thought it was
the Succession, and I think if I'm not mistaken, Succession won last year. They won a bunch of stuff last year.
They did win. Yeah, they racked up last year too. I mean, it's hey man, it's apparently a good show.
It is a good show. It's a very good show. It's a very good show.
While we still got this meme up here, I just really want to keep talking about the disappointment.
Hold on, wait. Look at you, Euphoria. No best actress. No best.
No, they got best actress.
Best
what are you talking about?
No best drama series. Oh yeah. I can't say it.
They got best actress.
Rosario Dawson was like, no way. She's like, I don't know what she's saying no way about, but she don't understand how that won over. Was Euphoria in there?
Yeah.
I don't understand it neither, because I don't know, man. Euphoria did with some real serious stuff. You know,
you got to remember that, and I haven't watched Euphoria yet because I've been waiting for everybody to get their comments and stuff out of the way so I can sit down and watch it and really enjoy it. But
just watch the last 2 episodes. That's all you guys see. The last.
No. You gotta watch the whole thing. You can't just watch
I'm saying particularly the last 2, the play and the aftermath. Don't. He's like, wow.
Yeah, but if he, unfortunately, if you do that, he'll be completely confused because the play ties into the entire series.
Because in order for those characters to get to where they got to, it was a build up during the show.
No, you got to check it out. It's a serious show.
But what I was going to say was
serious actor from Zendaya.
The reason why Euphoria wouldn't win for best drama is because so many people were butthurt about the content, about the drug use, because basically what they was doing was exposing drug use.
Yeah. Okay, so the show is over. Good job by Keenan. He did a good job. Like I said before, at the top of the show, he made a comment that went over a lot of people's heads.
Oh, Keenan?
Yep. And it was hilarious. His comment was, and I quote, after they did that opening with all the different dance numbers and stuff like that, they did a dance number to the Friends theme, and that then they moved on to something else. But at the end of this dance number of the Friends theme, Keenan says, "Hey, you ever seen Living Single?
Wow.
I think you might like it." Yeah. He said, "You ever seen Living Single? I think you might like it."
Wow.
And that flew over so many people's heads.
Because nobody laughed. Nobody found it funny.
Well, I mean, people laughed. You can hear somebody, but it was just moved on to the next thing. But you just know people missed it because the people that was there knew what he was talking about. The bottom line is, I've repeated this. I said I'm gonna repeat this. I said at the top of the show, Living Single was the blueprint for Friends. Friends really just ripped off Living Single.
Exactly.
Everything from the same amount of people, the boy girl ratio. Then you have the quirky character what's her name? Lisa Kudrow's character from Friends is just the pretty much like the white version character of Sinclair. Yeah, you know what I mean. So did they carbon? They change a few things, yeah, of course. But the bottom line is, they and like I said, I laughed because David Schwimmer, I believe it was, or one time, who was having in an interview, and he talked about, it'd be cool to take Friends and maybe remake it with another race of people, like maybe black people, whatever. And I started laughing. I'm like, who's gonna tell them? Like that's the first thing I'm saying. Like, who's gonna tell them that that's been done already? Yeah.
All right, wait a minute. Another quick update, and just
update.
Check
the
it out.
show's over.
Russell Wilson is losing. Yeah, just a different update. We are news. We gotta keep updates. Seattle Seahawks are beating the different Broncos 17-16 with 30 seconds left, and the Broncos on the 49-yard line.
30 seconds left in the whole game.
In the game. Now it's down to 20 seconds. They got a 4th and 5. Right, they're trying to push themselves in the field goal position with 2 timeouts left. But Russell Wilson is losing.
Okay.
After getting unceremoniously when he walked out when he came into the stadium.
Well, that's
because
he's
gonna get booed.
He's playing for Denver now. He's not playing for Seattle anymore.
Yeah, I know. That's the point. That's what he's saying. Yeah, they're obviously booing him in Seattle. Trying to beat him in Seattle, and you can't come out. I mean, Russell Wilson, you can't lose this game. I'm sorry, exactly. You can't come out in your first game back in Seattle and lose. Come on, bruh. So it is what it is. But yeah, so then
if they don't get the first down, this game is done.
Oh
no, they're going for the field goal.
Oh, they're going for a long field goal.
Yep. 60.
Oh my God!
Yarder.
That's a long, but that kicker can make it. But he missed it.
He missed it, but they called the timeout.
They called timeout. But see, now it's usually in reverse. Usually when they call a timeout and he makes it, he misses the next one. But reverse, he called a timeout, he missed it. Now he got the distance. That was stupid of you doing that. Now he done got his shit lined up, so he might make it this time because this kicker is a good kicker from Denver, if I remember. But I mean, I don't know why you go up for the field goal. You should have tried you have timeouts left. How you going to end the game with timeouts in your pocket like that? You could have tried to inch up a little more.
No good. Game is over.
That's
game
crazy.
Is over.
Why would you do that? It was more on point this time, but it was no good. Why would you do that? I mean, what type of decision is that? You end the game with timeouts in your pocket. Why? What good coach does that?
Yeah, he almost had it.
Russell Wilson, Seattle isn't even that good this year.
You
should have came out and smoked them. That's number one. This shouldn't even have been this close.
Why the hell is Denver line? Who the hell? Oh, that's Seattle. This lime green.
Yeah.
Seattle.
That's their home color. Which I'm like, why y'all in? That is an ugly home color.
Yeah. Now they gonna come out and what you call it? What's it called? Neil. Wow. Terrible decision by the coach. Sorry. New member here. Who's this?
I see.
Davidson becomes a YouTube member. All right.
Landia Davidson. Hello, Landia.
Yeah. All right.
If I'm pronouncing it correctly. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the network. We are now, we are starting to do memberships on the network, on the channel. Heaven Hollywood Experience. He has a lot of content and a lot of, subscribers and followers. and we are going to start doing some exclusive content in the membership. We got some exclusive content we're going to be sharing with the groupie, our show groupie, playing dirty. We're going to start sharing exclusive clips as we get closer to the show coming out. We're going to start sharing a few exclusive clips, behind the scenes, stuff like that, all for the members only. You'll get a chance to see once the show comes out and it's on Tubi and it's on other streaming networks. You'll get a chance to come in as a member, and we're gonna start doing, like I said, it's behind the scenes, outtakes, deleted scenes, even stuff like, because I have everything on Playing Dirty pretty much from every moment. Kev, you was there for a lot of them, even the auditions.
Yeah.
I still have the audition tapes. When people came in, when Alice Reyes came in and she actually auditioned for Yoshi Lomax, actually, when she first came in. And we liked her so much, we created a role for her. Now, Adriana Santana is in the story and she's in the the book and all that stuff, but she wasn't as prominent of a character in Kiki Swinson's book. But we made her, brought out the character a little more because we knew we wanted her on this cast because she's a good actor. And but she wasn't cast for Yoshi, but we was like, yeah, we still want to give you a role. We did the same thing with Nicole Renee, who also drove all the way from Virginia to New York to audition for the part of Yoshi Lomax. She came through, did a good job. Once again, that sort of dedication warranted us to create a role for her. Because it was like, yo, the fact that you drove here 6 hours from Virginia to New York to audition, and then you drove back to Virginia when you left, didn't even stay in New York, drove 6 hours back to Virginia. That shows dedication. And for that alone, we were like, we got to give her a role, Sometimes when you have casting, people just walk into the room and you feel like, you know what, I want to cast this person. I don't know what. I actually felt that way also with Stormy Maya. Stormy Maya came into the room and she read for a particular character. She did not get that role. However, Stormy came in and had a presence with her, and she had this big presence, and such a small person, but a big presence when she walked into the room, and I loved her confidence. And Stormy, if I'm not mistaken, was still fairly new to acting at that moment. Like now she's got a lot of stuff under her belt and she's she's experienced now. She was fairly new to acting at that moment, at that time. But she came in and she read for the role and she had this confidence, and I was just like, once again, I make these little mental notes as they come in. Sometimes I share it with Kiki, sometimes I don't. But I share, and I'm just like, not for the role that she read for, but I'll do one or two things. If I know automatically what role I think I want you to read for, I'll hand it to you right then and there and say, go back outside, look over this role, come back in, and we'll listen to you again. Or if I don't have anything for the role, I'll go home and create something and then say, call them back or whatever, which I believe what we did with Alice. When we first read with Alice, she went read for Yoshi. I said, hey, would you like to, be another character? And then we called her back, if I'm not mistaken, and I had the role ready for her to read. There you have it. So anyway, welcome. Thanks for joining, being a member, and we'll have some exclusive content coming to you. I know Heaven Hollywood has all types of exclusive tea for people, and you know what? The bottom line is this: I'm glad he's finally, doing this, because some of the stuff, you gotta understand, some of the stuff that we get, that he gets, based on the life that we kind of live coming in and out of the industry, he's got a lot of exclusive stuff, and a lot of his stuff is true stories. So people want to hear it. You know, come on, be a member, be exclusive. And because you got a lot of trollers and haters out there, right? So we're gonna create some content for us, going forward. So, Ralph, before we end the show, are we ready with the tournament yet?
Just about. I got a few.
Just about.
I'm done.
They're not gonna want to hear it no more.
Right. I'm almost done.
Blacker.
I just gotta. No, not soccer. I was looking at the matchups and some. I was like, I'm not happy with the matchup. I think I want to change it to make it real cutthroat. Like, taking Pamela Anderson out possibly first on the list. Like, is that possible? So I need to just tweak it a little more. I'm happy, but I'm not ecstatic. My commercial, I think, is pretty much done. I wanted to put like another 30, 40 seconds on it, but the way it is, I'm just going to just leave it.
How long is it now?
It's 2.5 minutes, but there's a lot of people missing out of it that I wanted to throw up in there. Like, there's no Pamela Anderson, there's no Priyanka Chopra. So I wanted to put another 30 seconds on it. But if I left it the way it is, I'm okay with that. I already showed it to Wes. Kev, you haven't seen it yet. We are not going to show it at least right now.
That's a commercial. That's a short movie. In some,
well, it's got to be interesting. It's got to pique your interest. So I made a commercial with a little bit of voiceover on it, and I showed it to Wes. But the problem that we're having is the network that is rebroadcast on is saying that you don't have permission to use that footage. And all this stuff.
Oh yeah, you
stuff that's got nothing to do.
YouTube will get if any. Yeah, I guess we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it, especially when it has.
When we go off the air, I'll show you the commercial so you can see it yourself. When we go out there, because this way you could just see it. But to all you else out there, I promise next Monday we're gonna get into it. And I got I know I always say I want to talk about something. I do have one last thing to say before we get off the air, and it concerns Story Maya and the haters. To all you out there that listen to this show, right? You just heard what Wes said that she was discovered by Wes. Story Wire has blown up within the time of the pandemic, and she has a heavy metal rock band. And about a week or so ago, people were giving her static because she said that Black people created rock music, and people were all up in arms saying, "How dare you say that?" No, dumbasses.
She's right.
She's absolutely right. Simply because
Black people created rock and roll. What are you talking about?
A lot of the majority of Black people don't play heavy metal music, right? No, we don't do Metallica or Van Halen or all of. No, we don't. That's not our forte. However, the basis from it comes from black artists. The basis come from Black artists, right? So let's not forget. We're not. I mean, I think people just get that delusion, like, well, we create it. It was yours, but now we took it over and it's ours. No, because at any given time, if Black people really want to, we could. Don't forget, En Vogue made a rock song called "Free Your Mind" and people loved it. It ain't very hard, so please.
Black Cat, Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson did. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's she catches. She catches. She does catch a lot back, and I commend her for taking the bullets. You know what I'm saying?
Holding her point.
Yeah, she holds her ground. Like taking the bullets and still chucking and doing what she do, still performing the song, still pushing it. That's good. Rock and roll is black. I think the name is the name of the song, and or I think she said rock and roll is black or something like that. But anyway,
but I listen to her music. It's good. I'm not a big heavy metal fan, but I kind of liked it. It's catchy. It's not be my forte, but I liked it.
Clear up some of the smoke on that. If they want to be technical, heavy metal wasn't even created here in America. I mean, rock and roll, yes, but technically speaking, heavy metal started out, and the first real heavy metal band was Black Sabbath. And with Black Sabbath, if you know anything about them, and when they used to tour before they became a household name, they were a jam band. And if you listen to their first album, you get a lot of that context of how much a jam band they were, and that's where with Jimi Hendrix and all of that was the start of it as well. But Black Sabbath, as far as heavy metal is concerned, the Black Sabbath is considered like the like kind of sort of the ones who really started it. But if you listen to them, and a lot of European bands that are metal artists, a lot of them started out doing a lot of blues and R&B, particularly R&B and blues songs. Like to keep it a buck, the reason why a lot of R&B lasts as long as it does is because of the love that Black artists got in Europe. I mean, it was the example of even back in the day. Jimi Hendrix, the same thing with Bob Marley. They became big after they hit Europe, and then they came back across from Europe. So for people who don't get it, like a lot of these bands, a lot of their sounds. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think Bo Diddley was the original rock and roller. I think, was it Bo Diddley or was it
No, I'll probably say what's his name? Chuck Berry. I'll probably say Chuck Berry.
That's Chuck Berry. Yeah. Bo Diddley, I think, started out Bo Diddley was either rock and roll.
He was a blues player.
Yeah. So then, we started out, and above all of that, to give people an extra perspective, bands like Rolling Stones, I believe Aerosmith, and there are one or two other European bands that actually got sued by American artists, Black American artists, that they were stealing their music and playing their music. I mean, Chuck Berry won almost every last one of his lawsuits.
Yeah.
His music.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, what do you call that? I mean, that's a whole other show we could be talking about from freaking Elvis on down, Jerry Lee Lewis and all of them. They all I mean, they did cover in the Jerry Lee Lewis movie how he used to hang out at the juke joints and pick up all his stuff from the juke joints. I'm glad that they covered that in the movie. They made that aware to people. When he did a whole lot of shaking going on, he just straight jacked that from a juke joint. Yeah. He just threw his own little voice on it. I mean, words, everything. A whole lot of shaking going on. The exact words. He didn't change nothing except he sped up the tempo a little bit. He changed it from a blues song to a rock and roll song. That's pretty much what he did. Which rock and roll, we've already just said, is the foundation of it is blues. You know what I mean? Blues and R&B and stuff like that. So,
when it comes
to stop the hate for real. Leave that woman alone.
Leave Stormy Mai alone, man. Stormy's our girl. What were you saying, Kevin?
Stormy's our home girl. She.
That Billy Crystal documentary, like I didn't even know. Like I knew Billy Crystal was from Long Beach because his brother was my art teacher. So, but what I didn't know was that his family was heavily involved in the foundation of blues. Yeah. Like they owned the first record label that was his uncle's, Billy Crystal's uncle. I think it's Blue Note Records or one of those records that they started in the city.
He did say that. And he said they all used to come by his house, like when he was a little kid. They just come by and they be having jam sets and stuff.
Gerald,
like, damn, that's awesome.
Ella Fitzgerald used to take Billy Crystal to the movies.
Yeah.
babysitting him
Yeah.
and took him under her wing. So like, people need to sit down. When people say things like, respect what they're saying, and if you don't believe them, Google is
Do
your
your research. Do your research.
Exactly.
You know what I
But
mean?
my thing is simply this: like leave that woman alone. That woman has her forte. She can act. She sings. She has a rock and roll band. And if that's what she chooses to say, she got the same right that any white artist in any other genre got the right to say. As long as it's not hate speech. Let her have her fun and create the music that she feels she wants to do.
Why are they mad at her saying something factual?
Well, I mean, because they don't know it to be factual, and
because they're not woke.
They don't want
because
to
they think they're woke.
No, but I mean, the bottom line is that So right, so they probably Stormy, you probably got the boom stamp woke. I need to get a sound bite. Boom woke. I need to get that. I'm gonna get a sound. I'm gonna create a sound bite that says that. Just to troll all of the people that swear, these woke people. So I guess now she's a woke rock artist.
Woke.
Let that woman shine. That's all I'm gonna say. Let that woman shine.
Stormy Maya is one of the most. Her grind is like no other. I've seen her from day one grinding. From the moment I met her, I saw her grind. And I won't take credit for quote unquote discovering her, but I definitely saw her grind, and she really went from where she was then, and that really wasn't that long ago. That was 2017 when we shot Playing Dirty, right? Like 2016, 2017, something like that.
5 years.
Yeah. So, but from that point to now, on just really doing her thing independently, and she's appeared in a couple of mainstream movies. She's like big movies. She just did the movie with Irv Gotti that he directed, and she was the lead in the movie. So they flew her here to Atlanta and shot this movie that Irv Gotti is producing. He directed it, and because he just got a whole lot of money to do movies. So he put a nice little put some money behind this, and she got the lead for that. She's just a lead in a series on the Fubu network, on the For Us By Us network. She also, I think she was in Atlanta for that too.
Penthouse Pet of the Month. I mean, she's doing it.
Yeah, Penthouse Pet of the Month around the same time. A little bit before that, she was in that J-Lo movie. Like she making her move, man. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I saw her put something up. She was on like a HBO. She's on something that's on HBO. So Stormy is doing her thing, man. She built her audience, she built her following, and she's working her way up, man. Let that woman grind. Stop. And then people get, I can't stand the way she does this, and she's this, so revealing with her body, setting thirst traps. Well, stop falling in them.
Exactly.
If you're so mad about her setting thirst traps, stop falling in the thirst trap.
Say that again for the people in Pluto, even though it's not considered a planet.
I know, even though now it's not a planet anymore.
But I got a better question. Even if she is putting thirst traps, like, okay, so
that's what I said.
That's her body.
People are mad. If you're mad she's setting thirst traps, stop falling in.
You got a problem.
That's all I got.
You got a problem.
Yeah, who cares?
You got a real problem. If you mad that woman's putting out thirst pictures,
I'm so annoyed by this. Yeah, but it's the same thing that people. I love how people say, and this is why I'm gonna end this, because we're gonna end the show. But it's just like, and I'm not saying that, I'm not directly compare her to Kim Kardashian, but I'm using that as an example. They look at people like that, and I've seen the comments, I've seen the hate. I know she sees a lot of them, and I tell her all the time, I DM her all the time, I text her or whatever, and I tell her, I'm like, don't give these people no light, yo. Don't give that energy to them. Let them say what they say. Don't give it the energy. But anyway, it's just like they sit there and say, "Oh my God, all you do is with your body, and you ain't got no talent, and this and the other." I'm like, look, if there's no other talent that you think she doesn't have, I can guarantee you a talent she does have. Getting you to talk about her. That's a talent. Because that's a talent that Kim Kardashian has. And people say, "Oh, what? Why are they famous again? What talent does she have?" Well,
Yes.
guess what? Her talent is making you talk about her. That's her talent.
Yep.
And she's very good at it, obviously.
Very good at it.
being the socially for being socially shrinking, like being that socialite that's on the lips of every time somebody talks. And now because of what today is, it's a step further. Not only am I gonna have keep my name in your mouth, but I'm gonna keep my clothes on your back, my panties on your girls. I'm gonna have your thirst level is gonna be up because now like most of these Negroes that dated the Kim Kardashian, which I love her.
I
I'm
love her to death.
Kim Kardashian.
I love her to death. I tell you right now, I don't have time to show it right now because I don't know exactly where the clip is. But next week I'll show it. There's a clip from my Block TV days, which clearly proves to you, why I like Kim Kardashian and I F's with her, because when we did her party back in the Super Bowl, her Super Bowl parties back, she was dating Reggie Bush. We were on the red carpet, and her publicist tried everything in her power to pull her away from our microphone. She tried everything. Not everything, but you know what I'm saying? She really, you could tell the publicist was trying to pull Kim away from because she was like, who are these people? Like, who are they? We're Block TV, and she didn't know who he was. And she tried to pull Kim away. Kim came to our microphone with no problem and answered the question. And then you could see the publicist was so mad when Kim decided to come to our microphone anyway, even against what she, I guess, advised. She leans over to my correspondent and says, one question only. I was like, ask as many questions as you want. I was like, screw that shit. She talking about some one question only. And I'm just like, oh boy, you hater. So she came, for that reason, and maybe that reason alone, I F's with Kim. Because you know what? She didn't have to come through. She didn't have to come and talk to us. But she did. And on her publicist, against her publicist's will, against her publicist's advice.
Not only against her publicist's will, but I just want to piggyback on your story.
Mm-hmm.
Add to it. I wasn't down with Block TV, but I watched some of the Block TVs.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I can tell you from talking with Wes behind the scenes and from seeing other red carpets is even black artists don't stop for black press. They walk right past you. Like you could be shot, you could be the only person standing in their path, and they will pass you like they don't see
Joy
you.
Bryant, perfect example. I'm gonna put Joy Bryant on blast. Actress Joy Bryant. Okay, we were at the Opera House covering an event. It wasn't the like the Met Gala or anything like that, but it was the Opera House or the Met whatever Opera House they call it. But anyway, there was an event going on there, and we covered it because we covered a lot of stuff that people probably wouldn't have expected us to be there. But so we covered this Opera House thing, red carpet. Joy Bryant comes strutting across the red carpet. She sees us. We're trying to flag her down, and she leans over to her publicist, says something to her. The publicist comes over to us because I made eye contact with her, so I'm thinking, okay, Joy Bryant, and she's most notable from the movie Get Rich or Die Trying. 50 Cent, she played 50 Cent's girlfriend in that. She leaned over to the publicist, said what she said. The publicist comes walking over to us and says, Joy doesn't do urban outlets.
And I want to, and now again, I want to piggyback on Weston's comment. Where is she at now?
Where's she at now? Yeah, because this is the problem. When you spend too much time trying to win over the whatever white audience, crossover audience, trying too hard. See, you never cross over when you try to cross over. It just has to happen organically. When you try to do it, it doesn't work. So if it happens organically, someone sees you, hears you, watches you, and whatever reason, you go, as they say, crossover, mainstream, whatever, then it just happens. But you sitting there trying so hard to do it, and not, ridiculing your own people or the people that, whether it's your own people or not, we're your own people, whether we're black or not, because we're trying to support you. We're trying to show you love. You coming to our microphone was just as important to you, as probably more important to you than it was to us. Because guess who was just in our microphone before that? Billy Joe. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, guess what? That's why I was so insulted. I'm like, we just had freaking Billy Joe on our show, and you don't want to come to the show? I was like, go on, man. I'm like, go on with that, girl.
Yeah.
Good riddance. Sorry. I was insulted. I was like, yo, you don't do urban? You didn't see us just interview the legendary Billy Joe? And all I said to Billy Joe that got his attention was like, yo, we're an outlet. We're from Long Island. He came through and showed love. Long Island. Strong Island represent, Billy Joe.
He will always, no matter what, that man will always show love for his fellow Long Islanders.
Yep. Always. And I loved it. And not only did Billy Joe talk on our show, he was playing around, but Billy Joe sang on our show. And he was joking, but because he was trying to sing opera, because he was like, I love the opera house. And he just starts trying to sing opera. And I was just like, yo, this is incredible. We got Billy Joe on our show and he's singing. And I'm like, yo, this is great. I was about to say, yo, sing on the song. You're the piano man.
My life. If he starts singing My Life, that would be Billy Joe.
I just would have been like, sing us the song, you're the piano man. Anyway, thanks everybody. Yo, John, we love your participation in the show. I just want to get to some of your stuff.
Thanks for the information, John.
Yeah, Little Richard talked about how Michael Jackson paid him, and many black other rock artists, plus Little Richard, mentioned Elvis and the Beatles, and they stole his whole image. Of course they did. You know what I'm saying? He said, my life is my shh. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's my
Billy Joe. Yeah, that was a joy. He also, I love Billy Joe. Like, I love most of this.
I do too, man.
This is what I want, though. I know he won't do it, but he should write another version to We Didn't Start the Fire, because it's been so many decades and so many things that's happened since where he stopped. You're talking about pandemics, you're talking about 9/11, you're talking about Donald Trump as president. You got all these things that's happened. That's part of the fire that we didn't start.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, please do it. We didn't start the fire again. Do a part 2 and start where you left off and end it now. Yo, we've had look at the things. Like I said, we just mentioned that Donald Trump is president. 9/11, pandemic.
Yeah. The Challenger, the shuttle disaster.
Yeah, because he stopped that, but he didn't have that in the first one.
Nope.
The Challenger explosion, all the different wars.
Yeah.
I mean, jeez.
Yeah.
I tell you, and once again, I'm gonna end the show on this. Speaking of the 9/11, it has obviously yesterday was 9/11, and what has it been? 20? Has it been 20 years? What has it been? Yeah, 21
No.
years, right?
Oh no, 21 years. Wow.
21 years, yeah. Because it happened in what, 2001?
2001.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been 21 years. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Once again, someone did mention this, and they say, we shouldn't. They always put up the thing, never forget, and we shouldn't forget, because that was a day in history that will never be forgotten. Because I know almost everyone. I can speak for myself, but almost everyone I know knows exactly where they were when that happened. I know 100% exactly what I was doing and where I was when I noticed the towers were on fire. And that was actually on the phone with, at the time, my girlfriend, because her birthday is who's now my wife, her birthday is 9/11. And I was on the phone with her, wishing her a happy birthday. And I was planning my trip. She lived in Canada at the time. I was planning my trip to Canada. I was supposed to leave, I think that night. And I was gonna be up there the next morning. I was going on the Greyhound. And I was in a laundromat because I was, just doing my laundry, getting ready to pack. I'm in a laundromat, and she called me back at the payphone, and we're talking, and I'm looking at the TV, and I swear to God, I thought I was watching a movie. I was looking at the TV. I was like, what is this? What movie is this? And then someone was like, it's not a movie. Twin Towers is on fire. I was like, what? And then I'm telling her, and I'm like, hold on a second. And I'm looking, I'm like, wow, that's the actual news. That was the news. I thought it was a movie on. So I remember exactly where I was when it happened. So, and then something stuck with me that was really crazy. And someone else mentioned this to me too. I think it was one of the people down here, and I remember it when she brought it up. Probably because I probably blanked it out in my mind. There was some footage of someone covering, like a newscaster or something covering, and you was hearing loud bangs, and it was allegedly the people jumping from the tower and hitting the ground. And whether or not that particular footage is doctored, or because there was a lot of people, which I don't understand why people would do stuff like that. Like, I couldn't sit there and take any footage from 9/11 and try to doctor it to make it, so people would just want to watch it just to get looks.
Bit more shit.
Yeah. But regardless of the fact, that's horrific.
Yeah, I tell you for a fact that was real, because I remember when because I did the same thing. I was unemployed at the time, and I was just recently divorced, and I just recently moved to from my apartment, and I was renting out a room so I could stack up money. And I was sitting in my bed, and my then long distance girlfriend, Michelle, called me on the phone from Texas, because I was supposed to go to the city for an interview that morning, but she didn't know I had canceled the whole thing. And she woke me up, and she's like, where are you? And I'm like, I'm home. She's like, oh, thank God. I'm like, why? She's like, you ain't. At the time, I just moved into my apartment, so I didn't have a TV. I had to listen to it on 1010 Wins. And when I confirmed what she was saying, I had my cell phone. I hung up on her. No, actually, she called me on my house phone because I just got my phone line. I hung up on her, and I ran across the yard to the because my landlord, the lady who I was renting from, she had 2 houses back to back. So I ran into her house and I was banging on her door, and I just walked in the house. I knocked on the door and walked in. She's like, "Boy, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Put the TV on the news." She's like, "What are you talking?" I'm like, "Put the TV on the damn news." Now we both in the I don't never curse. I'm like, "Put the TV on the news, Pat." And she put the TV on the news, and then they started showing stuff. And I don't remember, but one of the scenes that we were watching from the station that we were, because we were both sitting on the floor crying at the same time. I still don't understand why I was crying. I just couldn't believe that it was happening. But
it's just sad, though. I mean, even if you didn't know anybody there, it was just a sad thing. The fact that people were jumping.
Yeah, that's my point. That's the point I was going to get to. You saw, because Pat was like, "Are those people?" And I didn't even know. Said, "Are those people for?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, they're jump." I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. People were jumping. So I remember the reporter, you could hear the bangs of them hitting the floor, hitting the ground. People jumping to their death.
I was working for the post office. I worked for the post office in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey, and we had the radio. Radio always plays, and we're casing the mail up, and then we heard that a plane crashed into the World Trade Center, and there was like 15 of us there. We started laughing because we was like, it must have been a drunk pilot. We were thinking like a private plane, like a, something like that. But then when we turned on TV, we saw the whole. We was like, hold up, that's not no private plane. And then we actually saw on the news the second plane hit. And as soon as that plane hit, people in my office, like one of the guys was a volunteer fireman, his buzzer started going off. Another guy was a volunteer fireman in like Lodi, his buzzer's going off. The guy that I worked next to me, his wife worked in the Trade Center, and she was calling him, telling him what had happened. So he's leaving because he's trying to get into New York City to see what's going on with his wife, because nobody knew the scope. They just knew that a plane hit the World Trade Center. So he was freaking out. So now my office is flying out the door. So we stopped and we go on the roof of our building, and we could see from where we're at in Hasbrook Heights, you can see New York pretty clearly. We could see the smoke coming out of downtown New York City. And we just stood there on the roof of our building and had the TV going downstairs. And when we came back downstairs, that's when the first tower fell. We were like, oh my fucking God, we're at war. I called my parents. My parents were up, my mother and my stepfather were up in Canada. And I told them, don't come back to the U.S. We're at war. Stay up there. They were in Toronto. I said, stay there. The woman who I was eventually going to marry, she was already in the service. She was down there in Fort McGuire, and she said the base just jumped to red alert. They were sending everybody out off that base. They mobilized into New York City. Right? It was like you didn't even understand what's going on, but he was just mobilized. Like
they were ready. They were ready to start getting it on in the city if they had. They were ready. Like, yo, they was ready to guard the city. Like, yo, if we got to get busy right here in the city, let's do it.
The Air Force, because that was Wing Command. The Air Force is ready to start knocking planes down. Any plane that came toward New York City, and they
were flying those planes.
The FAA didn't tell them.
Were flying over. Like I saw 2 of them. I think they were F-16s. That was the only.
They flew over Long Island. I remember.
They came racing up out of New Jersey from Fort McGuire is down near it's actually past Trenton. What is it near? It's near like South Jersey, but it don't take an F-14 long to fly from there to New York City. It's like 3 minutes at top speed. They were ready to go, and they were going armed.
Yeah, they were armed. Yeah, exactly. I remember that.
They thought the order was to shoot them.
No, the order was the order was to shoot down any other plane coming into that area, headed towards New York.
That's what was the base commander's order, but the president didn't give that one, so they couldn't shoot. So the order was to escort any plane that came into New York City airspace away.
I'm gonna tell you
away. Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you right now. They were doing more than just escorting, because I honestly believe the plane that crashed in Pennsylvania, I think that plane was shot down. I don't think that wasn't a bomber. That plane was because
it would get shot down. If it got shot down, it wouldn't have made that big crater in the ground. It wouldn't have did it. It would have got shot down in the air.
It exploded in the air.
It got shot down.
Yeah.
It was still a large debris field. That's why, just like that.
Most of that would disintegrate in the air. It would be pieces that came down, but not like that.
If it would have shot it down, especially if they'd have shot it down with a rocket, it would have exploded in the air.
It's gone.
It would have exploded in the air. Especially a commercial plane that's not built for war.
Here's the thing that y'all not remembering. A plane is made, the fuel in planes are in both wings and nowhere else. So if a missile hit the fuselage and that plane split in half, the rest of the plane is going to go to the ground. Whatever doesn't get blown up.
That wouldn't happen because that wouldn't happen because there was so much fuel in that plane. Once the missile hit and exploded, the gas with the fuel exploded. The entire plane would have just blew up. It wouldn't have got shot down.
Because think about the impact that when it hit the buildings, it exploded.
Yeah, it ain't getting shot down. It's blowing up.
The building, I agree with that. If it was shot down, especially with a rocket, it would have exploded. Most of it would have exploded right in the air. The only other way that is possible, maybe if they shot it down with
if they would have went to guns. If they would have went to
guns,
maybe.
If they went to guns, then maybe. If they shoot it with guns, then maybe it would shoot it down.
That's my terminology of what did I say? I said that plane was shot down. I didn't say it was hit with a rocket.
No. I'm saying it was shot down, but your first option is the rocket.
No,
that's your first.
No,
yeah,
it's not.
It is. Your first option when you shoot.
Because as soon as you go into missile range, you could shoot your missile from at least 50 miles away. You don't have to be right up on it to hit that plane. Once you got locked,
you gotta get closer to shoot with the guns.
Right. Exactly. You basically if this was the plane, you basically got to be about right there to shoot it down with
14 Tomcats. If they were going to shoot something down, F-14 Tomcats I think they have a range of 100 miles that they can shoot a target out of the air with a Sidewinder or a Sparrow. So,
yep. That's why your first option is a missile. It's not machine guns. Machine guns is up close and personal. Or you run out of missiles. Then you see it.
Or if you run out of missiles, yeah.
If you're
it wouldn't have been one. It wouldn't have shot one. Both planes would have shot because it was two planes. Both planes would have shot a missile. So if you got hit with two missiles, there ain't no coming back from that one. There's no coming back from that.
Still believe that plane over Pennsylvania and also because of the debris field was spread out so wide. That's the other thing. It wasn't just a crater. The debris field, just like that plane that they found out later on, was shot down by a rocket over here on Long Island. They were doing a missile exercise or something, and that missile got let off the chain and hit that airplane. And they showed how that debris field was spread out across a very long line of the ocean of that debris field. That's I'm saying what I'm saying. Even if it was a missile, it still would have been the same thing because there wasn't really that crater wasn't that big for that plane. For that plane to hit from that altitude,
whether or not it was shot down, the fact that like I said, I think there's a lot of things we will never forget about that day. We all know where we was when it happened, and the one thing that is important that people, I don't want to sound corny, but I'm gonna be honest because I do feel that way. The way not just New York, the country. Really, that was one of the first times the country really came together, and probably the first time I've ever seen that. Because there's times that we've been at war, and the country is still divided because you got some people believing this should be going on, and you got some people believing this shouldn't be going on, and so there's always people colliding when there's war going on. But that was the one time, especially New Yorkers, it was a whole different type of animal with New Yorkers, man.
You gotta get them.
But people also went back to being a little bit more kinder to each other.
That's what I'm saying. We all came together, and people were just like, "Yo,
not all."
I've never seen. I'm telling you, I don't think in my lifetime I've seen like just nationwide, and especially I was still in New York at the time, especially in New York. I mean, everything from post that year, people were just more kinder when the holidays came around. Everything, because we were, New York was in shock. Like we were in shock. We was like, what? And I left 2 nights because obviously my bus got postponed. No one was going in or out of Manhattan. Manhattan was locked down. I was able to leave to go to Canada maybe like 3 days later, 2 days later, something like that. When they, but I remember pulling out of Port Authority, heading to whichever route that they go on the bus to head towards Canada, and still seeing, it was days later, you were seeing smoke, debris, and all the stuff still up there. It took them so long and I tell you, man, I just felt so overwhelmed. I'm because I'm so used to, I took that bus ride so many times, and I'm used to coming back and seeing the Twin Towers and the Empire State Building, and I'm like, I'm home. You know what I mean? And then I'm pulling off, and I'm seeing no Twin Towers, just a gap and smoke and whatever else is there. Yeah, and that was the first time, because all that time was going on. I started crying. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, what is going on? Everybody on that bus. As a matter of fact, I started crying. Then there was a gentleman who was sitting across from me, and he was like, I know how you feel. And he was actually an ex-veteran, and he was like, we got to go to war, and we got to get these sons of bitches. That's exactly what he said. Those were his exact words. He said, yo, there's only one thing to do. He said, I swear to God, if I can go myself, he said, I'm out. He's not in no more. He was like, if I can go over there myself, he said, we got to get these son of a bitches. That was exactly what he said. And I was like, man, this is crazy. I can't believe this is happening. But yeah, I just want to, condolences to all of the families who was affected by this tragedy. It's a never forget moment. We always talk about it, and 9/11 is just something that will always stick. You'll know it's gonna stick with you forever. And I remember there's only a few things that brings people together, something like that tragedy, and then you top it off with sports, right? Sports brings people together on all race, colors, religions, beliefs, even political, whatever. Sports is a neutral. It's Switzerland, right? It's a neutral zone. Everybody, and I remember watching. I think it was it was definitely a Met game, and I remember when everybody was playing, and it was tense. People were still scared to do sporting events. We didn't know what was happening. They were all playing with the fireman hats on. The hats with the fireman. And I remember Mike Piazza hits this home run, and it was like the whole world felt that home run when he hit it. You know what I'm saying? It was like finally we could breathe and exhale, and because everyone felt guilty to have fun during that time. You see what I'm saying? Like, people were like, should we even go to this game? Like, stuff like that. And Mike Piazza hit that home run, and everyone just, it was crazy, man. And they talk about that to this day. There's people that were affected by 9/11 that talk about how that home run was a sigh of relief, that of an inkling of normalcy. You know what I'm saying? It was just a sigh of relief. I feel like getting choked up right now, because it was just so. It was just a moment. It was the first normal moment that we had since the 9/11 had happened. And it's just as simple as a home run. You know what I'm saying? With the and they all playing in the fireman hats and the police hats. It was great, man. I mean, the moment wasn't great. the act wasn't great, but that moment of wow, there's a hope. It's like a hopeful moment at that point, and everybody cheering and hugging and embracing and encouraging. It was just we're so far removed from that right now as a country, as far as the encouragement and the unity and stuff like that. It was so like, does it take a tragedy like that to unite people? People's too busy trying to, don't get me. Yeah, I'm about to step off my soapbox right now.
But it's the truth. You could look at that one, then the Boston bombing when the Red Sox started playing, and David Ortiz said, "This is our city. We not nobody." And now with the war, you have all these players that are like pro against the war. We're against the war. We're against the war. So when I think their team, the Ukraine team, when they were playing in the World Cup, they had like a 15-minute long standing ovation, just saying like the world is with you guys. We don't want to see this shit happen. Yeah, that's got to be a hard thing if you're from that country or you're a player.
Yeah,
to have that going on. Like, we're not really interested in the game. It's everything else around the game.
Everything else around, and I feel sorry for some of the professional players that are from the other country as well, because they feel like, dang man, I can't, they can't say nothing, and they can't say nothing publicly because they'll be shamed by their country. May not even be let to come back in if they say something against it publicly. That they don't play over there, so you might get shot coming back over there. So let's now you're in a rock and a hard place because you're playing over here in another country. These reporters are trying to press you to ask you how you feel about what's going on, and you're kind of I kind of feel for them, because if they feel a certain way and they express it and it's against what their country decided to do, they in trouble. They in trouble. They either can't go back, or if they do go back, they might get killed or thrown in jail or something for treason.
That's the reason why Brianer's ass stuck in jail.
Because, I mean, one. I mean, you know how that whole thing is. But I mean, the bottom line with that is, I mean, that's a whole another situation. But
But what I wanted to say is the sad part about it is she went there to go play because they were paying her more than they were playing here. So she's giving your country is getting the one up with this playing for you, and you lock her up for something that she probably was already for a light amount of medicinal CBD oil.
I mean, like I said, that whole situation.
It's political.
It's not just political. It's just, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why I want to talk about it, because number one, I don't know. I mean, people make their decisions based on. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to have to do extra and go extra hard because, whatever your lifestyle is, your financial situation, and you make these decisions to support yourself, support your family, whatever. And, that whole situation just was crazy. But, we are where we are now, and we'll see. But like I said, man, not to, I don't want to get off the subject. 9/11, we will not forget the people who were not just in it, that were affected by it, the families that are left to mourn and grieve and live on, people that died even years later because they got sick.
Shout out. What's the comedian name? Not Jim Burr. What's his name? The comedian that really stuck up to get the 9/11 responders a lot of help from Congress, because Congress was sitting in their ass. Yeah. And he fought to make sure that first responders for 9/11 are getting the help that they should be getting from our government. So shout out, I forget his name, but shout out to him too, because he goes hard in the paint for them, really hard.
Yeah. So like I said, big condolences to all the families, all the people, individuals that was affected by 9/11. We will, here at Real Talk, we will never forget. We will always remember. And like I said, we remember the unity that came after, that had to come, because we had a long road of healing to do. And there's some people still healing, because I'm not going to dismiss the fact because it happened over 20 years ago, but some people are still very much affected by it. So we definitely feel your pain on that, and we send our condolences. So, anywho, on that note, we're going to say goodnight. And I do, on a happier note, happy belated birthday to Melissa, the wifey. Like I said, she's born on 9/11. So, the best thing about 9/11 is her birthday. So, y'all have a good night. Thanks, John, for chiming in. Love your interaction. He was talking about the attacks too. While we were talking about the attacks, he was talking about this and the planes and fallout. Regardless of how there's stories out there, there's conspiracies out there, there's a bunch of stories out there. The bottom line is it happened, and however it happened because it was an act of war. Whoever was behind it, whatever the case may be, that's all irrelevant. We want to talk about the fact that it happened and that we're not forgetting about it. And we everyone who was involved, that especially what people seem to forget about. Sometimes they tend to brush over them, funny as it may sound. The passengers that were on those planes that had no idea when they left that day to go on an airplane that their life would be ended. Those people that had to call their loved ones and leave messages and things like that, because who the hell was thinking some of that stuff was early in the morning. People weren't answering their phones. You know what I mean? So it's like you're trying to call your loved ones because your life is probably about to be over. Then you think about, obviously people think about the people in the towers that didn't even see it coming. Like, what's worse? We don't even know what's worse, because they're both on such a level of terribleness and horrific. The people that saw it coming because they were on the plane, and then the people that didn't see it coming. And then you got the people that, what we talked about, that actually leaped to their death because they didn't want to die in a fiery inferno. You know what I'm saying? So crazy, man. Crazy. That's why, Billy Joe, we need a We Didn't Start the Fire Part 2, where you can put all that stuff in there, include it all in, and end it with whatever you want to end it with. But that's what's up. All right, y'all. Thanks for showing up, John. Yo, Joseph, who was always holding us down in the chat room. Heaven Hollywood popped in there. Thank you for coming through. Our new member who joined. Thank you. And everybody else that showed up. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Deuces.